Hello everyone, welcome back to the Deep Blue. Alas, I'm not here. I'm of course on the other side. I'm sorry, my voice is really shit today. Because I had some dinner today and I was like, I feel better. I should eat some deep fried stuff. And I am reaping the consequences. Now, why is my jacket off? I really need to fix that. It's always off whenever I go into the deep blue. Yeah, so I was a little bit rebellious. I thought that, I didn't really cough today. Maybe I'm much better. And I had deep fried food and now I'm like coughing. So my voice is kind of like fucked up now. Hold on, I need to cough. Hold on. Literally. I just started coughing because of dinner. I'm so sorry, guys. I shouldn't have been so naughty. I shouldn't have been so rebellious. I should have listened to the doctor's advice, and I shouldn't have had so much self-confirmation bias and be like, oh, no, I'm totally okay now. I can totally eat deep fried stuff. It is what it is. Anyway, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Deep Blue. I am Noira, the sea fox oneesan who serves life talks in the rocks. Welcome back to the Deep Blue. Good to have you guys back here with so many familiar faces. How are you guys doing today? Hold on, I have some tea with me. Let me stir it and let me drink a little bit so that I don't sound so bad, okay? Hold on. Okay. Hopefully this will stave off the cough. But at least it's good to know that it's not because of inflammation or anything. It's literally just because I had like deep fried foods and very saucy food, and that's why I'm like coughing a lot right now. Anyway, let me see who's here. I see Kyle. Kyle's the first here to be at the Deep Blue, followed up by Ikason and Jason, Sven, and Harry. Welcome back. You top 5, congratulations. And of course, I also see Kurt and Wapper, Slime Maverick, Zach, and Mate Ridgway, Alexander, and Son of Herb, Centipede. Cashew is here too, of course, and also Ayo, I like cheese. And who else do I see here? By the way, Cheese, I made your basement for you at the Deep Blue Minecraft. at the Deep Blue in Minecraft. I made a special basement for you. I even put like a fucking bed there. I'm very generous and kind like that, truly. I also see Jade and Magic Attacks and Ghost of Mint. And wait, I already mentioned Sven, right? Yeah, I think I already mentioned Sven. And I also see Bars, and who else do I see here? Zoe, Jarrison, Centipede. I think I already mentioned Centipede. Renjiro. Hi, Renjiro. Octavia, what's up? And TTVL. TT Blizzard? Is that how I say your name? And Phantom Panty Thief is a crazy name, dude. Just outing your cute little fetishes out there. Nomad Scooty and Eric. And welcome back, Eric. Welcome back to the Deep Blue. Good to see you here. And I also see Charles. Hold on, I got a cough. I'm so sorry, guys. Fuck. I see Agent Margin, the Cryptid, and Dash Unknown, and Tyrannus, and JR. Oh, there's a lot of you today. That's really a lot of you. Welcome back, everyone. Are you feeling better? I was, until I decided to order deep fried dinner. Yes, I am actually better. I do think that my illness is better, but because I decided to be a rebellious little bitch, and I ordered unhealthy dinner, unagreeing dinner. Yeah, no, my throat's fucked up. I got Indonesian food, sate padang. It's like skewers, very saucy skewers, grilled skewers sort of stuff. So you think, damn, I don't know how to explain that in English, but it's like stuff on skewers with like a lot of sauce. I think that's why like my cough is like fucked up right now. But welcome back to the Deep Blue, everyone. Did I miss any chat? How are you guys feeling? It's almost the end of the week. But yeah, for you guys that don't know, I mentioned Minecraft, right? Yes, we have a Minecraft server. And we have tidelings building a bridge for me, building roadworks for me, going towards the Deep Blue. And I also built a basement with beds for tidelings to sleep at. Tidelings can sleep in the basement. Yeah. That's the Deep Blue Minecraft. Hi, Shu. Was there ever a time you weren't rebellious? I mean, not that I remember, but I have pretty shitty memories. So maybe there was a time that I was not rebellious, but I just don't remember, you know? Hi, Zakun. You are in full support of rebelling? Come on. Rebelling is not 100% good, okay? I thought that today was a good day to rebel. Apparently it was not. It is truly an RNG thing. Sometimes you rebel and things turn out for the better. Sometimes it fucks you over even worse, like me. Just a nice morning here from NYC. Glad I made it in time for morning yaps. I'm glad you made it in time for the morning yaps too. I'm glad you guys decided to come over to the Deep Blue at this hour, even though I stream at shitty hours. But thank you guys. I appreciate y'all's making some time to visit the Deep Blue. Minecraft shrine. We have a little shrine over at the Deep Blue. Like, I made the Deep Blue. There's a little shrine there. I don't know, if the tidelings decide to be good tidelings, they'll build more shrines around the world. And the coverage of Noira the Sea Fox will reach the ends of the Minecraft world, perhaps. And you may spread the word of Noira everywhere that you go. Tidelings living in prison basement in Minecraft too. Yes, they are. And in Minecraft, oh, tidelings go Death Stranding shit. Oh yeah, so on the Minecraft server, I'm currently trying to get the tidelings to build a road. Like literally a road. Like, you know how people used to kind of come together and build the pyramid? Or people used to come together and build the Great Wall of China? I want people to come together and build a road towards the Deep Blue. And then have it so that like people make the trek, like a whole ass fucking pilgrimage to go to the Deep Blue. That'd be nice. But alas, I can't force my tidelings to do so. It'll have to be by their own enthusiasm and goodwill and excitement, right? I'm not one to force. But good tidelings build good roads and good bridges. That's all I'm saying. Can I live under the bridge with clocks underground? Yes, you may, but you have to do your own thing, okay? You build your own thing. It's okay, you can do anything in the world of the Minecraft, right? But anyway, if you guys want to join, you can. If you're a regular at the Deep Blue, if you're like subbed on Twitch or like a member on YouTube, you can get access to the Minecraft server. Just come over to the Discord server at discord.gg/Noira, and then you do everything according to instructions. And then you should get like access to the Minecraft server and how to join it. Closer to paying off your car? Congrats, Charles! Oh, that's a nice feeling, isn't it? Knowing that one of your debts is like about to be gone, that's like erasing a backlog that has been around for a while. That's a really good feeling. So, hey, Charles, just a little bit more. Stay there, and it's almost, your debt's almost gone. Doing good. Took a secret vacation from work. What does that mean? A secret vacation from work? Took the week off and told nobody about it? What did you tell HR? Like, oh, I need to go on a secret mission and you shall not tell anyone. What did you tell HR? Hi, Derek the Moose. I am an agent of chaos. I take the good with bad. I mean, balance is good, right? I think nothing good comes out from being 100% good. And I stand by that fact, you know. I do think, yeah, nothing good comes from being 100% good. That's what I think. It's always like a balancing act. Food caught back? What do you mean? And hello, Crazia. Welcome to the Deep Blue. I'm having kind of a double whammy today. In what sort of way? No, we are not having a revolution. Why are people revolting? I'm like, what the fuck is the verb of revolutionizing? Revolting, right? That's the verb of revolution. Yeah, why are people revolting? Why would you revolt? I haven't even put you guys to work. Eclipse Spawn, thank you for the hydrate. I'll drink my honey citron tea. I wish I could drink alcohol today. In all honesty, when I drink alcohol, I cough less. But I can't do that right now because I'm on meds. When I was getting fucking smashed and drunk over the weekends, I actually staved off my meds. I didn't take my meds at all. That's why I was able to drink. But like right now I'm on meds again, so I don't dare to drink alcohol. So I'm sad that I can't drink today on for Yap stream. What's crazy is usually I look forward to Thursday Yap stream the most each week, but I'm craving more Noira gameplay of Dispatch. Oh my god, really? You're wanting more gameplay? That's kind of rare. I'm not even that much of a gamer and you're wanting more gameplay? Look, I played enough Dispatch, yo. And the thing is, like, with Dispatch, right, that I feel kind of bad because I know, like, a lot of you guys actually want to play it for yourself, right? So a lot of you guys end up not being able to watch it because you don't want spoilers. So I'm like, oh. Yeah, that's why we always have a free talk stream, because free talk, regardless what it is, like, there's no spoilers to free talk or Zatsudan, right? Will you stream a Minecraft server one day so we can all see everyone's creations? Yeah, definitely. Once I'm back from vacay, we'll see how that works out. Wait, I need to cough. Okay. My plan is that once I'm back from vacation, we plan for a Minecraft stream and also like finish up Dispatch. And then I also want to play Town to City again. There are so many games I want to play, but like literally I just don't have enough time because I don't stream enough. Unfortunately. I was gonna build a road at some point. I just lacked cobble. I gave you guys the resources, you know? You know what the quote says? Wait, let me look up the quote. The quote says that a successful man is one who can lay a firm foundation with the bricks others have thrown at him. So I have thrown you guys literally the materials to build the road. Glass panels. I want a glass road to the deep blue. Okay, I have dropped that for you guys, so it's just a matter of whether you guys are a successful man or not. So, you know, that's up to you guys. I have laid the foundation and thrown the bricks at you guys. The pyramids, Noira, the pyramids and Great Wall were not a choice. Let's assume it's a choice. Building infrastructure is good. That's non-cult activity. Exactly, that's what I mean. Like having a pilgrimage to the Deep Blue is definitely not like a cultish activity because we're obviously not a cult, right? I am still catching up with chat. I am so sorry. May I dig secret tunnels? Yes, you may. Don't mind this year. I miss having the extra money. I hope that for you guys who are still in the process of paying off certain things, I hope that it gets easier, and I hope you guys kind of at least take get satisfaction or peace of mind with the fact that every time you pay it off, you're a bit closer to just clearing that debt. And then one day, once that's all over, you can forget all about it and have a little bit more bandwidth on your mind and stop thinking about such things, right? That's what I hope for all of you guys who are going through some things or paying something off, hey? My favorite Kita from Atlantis coded VTuber is here. That's a first. Nobody has said that I'm kind of like Kita from Atlantis. Hey, does that... I think most people say that I'm like Vaporeon more than anything, or like Elsa. I think Kita from Atlantis is new. Hello, cast of AC. Mood swings and cravings are crazy today. It's one of those days, isn't it? I hope it gets better for you. I hope you get a warm cup of tea or some hot chocolate so you can relax a tad, hey? Sorry, HR, I need to go on a pilgrimage to the Deep Blue. Exactly, that is totally a very valid reason. Just say you gotta take some time off for religious purposes. I requested the week off officially. I just didn't mention it to other coworkers or people IRL. Yeah. When your coworkers ask you, like, where have you been? Tell them that. It's like, oh, sorry. You know, I had to take a pilgrimage to the Deep Blue. And they're like, what's the Deep Blue? It's like, yeah, you know, it's religious things. Tell them that. Do good girls really finish last? I don't know, but I still stand by the point that 100% good does no good. It's not that good. 100% good is not that good. Oh my god, I really need to catch up with chat. Sorry, let me like scroll down. Which baddie do you like most in Dispatch? Honestly, Malevola. Oh my god, Malevola is crazy. Malevola is my #1 crush in Dispatch. Does free talk help you brainstorm your next live session? No, not really. I feel like my free talks aren't really that related to like my next live sessions. But my Zatsu streams or these sort of streams are like really nice conversations, you know? It's like having good conversations over drinks. And plus like often, because we talk about, you know how you have like ideas or like things in your head that you've never really like said out loud, and saying it out loud kind of is a test in a way where whether it makes sense or not, because sometimes some things sound a little bit better in your head than when said out loud. I feel like that's what Zatsu streams do for me. Like I have thoughts in my head that I say out loud and then I tell it to you guys and kind of just explore it live, literally, like yeah, talk about it, explore it, and discuss it with you guys. So I really like these free talk or Zatsu sessions because I get to do that exactly. I will confess I stopped watching all YouTubers' plays of Dispatch because I want to play it out myself. It's valid though. It's totally valid and it's totally okay that you do that. I would do the same, honestly. A glass road. Do you want the Kingdom of Oz too while they're at it? I mean, why not? Oh, I really need to catch up in chat. Hold on. I shall tell my team that their manager must make a pilgrimage to the Deep Blue. Yes, exactly. I think, yes, I'm finally caught up. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your patience, guys. Can we have a Deep Blue run going across the continent? Whoever wins first place gets unlimited whiskey from Noira. Why the fuck would I give you guys whiskey? If I had unlimited whiskey, it'd all be for me, not for fucking sharing. What makes you think I'd want to give it to you guys? Get your own whiskey. Sorry, you, if you hear clinking, that's my spoon. But yeah, tell me about your week, guys. How was your week? You can drink now? No. Not yet. I'm not allowed to drink yet. Hopefully, by next week I can drink. But then next week I'm going out on a vacation. Yeah, for you guys who don't know, by the way, I will be taking a week off next week because I will be going to Japan with family. So unfortunately, you will not have Seafox streams next week. I'm sorry, I will miss you guys, and I know you guys will miss me too. But I will keep on uploading videos so you guys don't miss me too much, alright? Yeah. I'm sad though. I mentioned this, but like I'm kind of sad because the previous week I was kind of sick, right? And I ended up not being able to stream at all for like a week. And now I gotta go on a vacation. So I'm kind of sad with the fact that, you know, within a span of say 4 weeks, I gotta take 2 weeks off. But it is what it is. It is what it is. She's moving on from us? No! Do you want me to move on from you? Obviously not. No, I don't hate you guys, but I don't love you guys either. My Tumblr will arrive to keep my nights without Noira in peace. Oh yeah, are you gonna use the Tumblr as a fucking Ducky Makura? Is that what's gonna happen? You need a vacation, no feeling bad? I like keeping my streaming streak, you know? The thing is, like, I don't even stream that often. I only stream like 3 times a week. So I always say that the least I could do, because I don't stream often, is because the least I could do, I feel like, is like be consistent. So I always feel horrible whenever I miss streams, but I understand. Work-life balance, right, guys? And, you know, take times off if you need to, sort of shit. So I understand, but like, feelings are still feelings. They happen. Do we get those vlog-style videos again? Maybe. Depending on how generous I am, mayhaps. Speaking of vacations, I paid for my passport on Monday, now wondering where to go in Southeast Asia when autumn comes. Thailand is nice. Thailand, or if you want to check out Singapore. Singapore is more of a metropolitan, though. It depends on what you want. Do you want, I don't know, what sort of vacation do you want? Sometimes you need a vacation from your vacation. What does that mean, Charles? Work-life balance, but this time it's health issue. Yeah, true. One is work-life balance, the other is health issue. You deserve a vacation, though. Don't feel bad. We will miss you, but we will also be here when you get back. Yeah, I know. Plus, I'll keep you guys company with like videos and stuff, and I'll like do updates, and I'll still be around on Discord. So you guys won't fully see me be gone. You know, I won't be on an internet detox or anything. So I'll of course still be around. I need more green, less city. What has... Oh, Vietnam is pretty good. Vietnam has really nice nature, I heard. And it's a pretty popular destination lately. But why specifically do you want to go to Southeast Asia? Or like, honestly, Indonesia has a lot of great greenery and nature. So do check it out. Do your research on Indonesia. There's a lot of options. Sure, there's like Bali, but like you don't only have to go to Bali. There are lots of places you can go to in Indonesia. I heard Malaysia is underrated. I unfortunately don't know much about Malaysia. Feel like my country still has much to explore. Don't even need to fly far away. That's fair. I mean, honestly, I feel like I've traveled outside of my country more than I've explored my own country as well. It's just, yeah, I do think that that's kind of like on my list of on my bucket list to kind of explore my own country a little bit more. Because yeah, Indonesia is very nice and blessed with amazing nature. And the people are great too. So Indonesia is definitely a nice spot. Ever tried Taiwan? No, I have not. Hold on guys, I want to sit down. Let me bring you guys to this shrine as I elegantly sit down. Tablecon, please listen to me, thank you. You need more green too? But like, when you say more green, what do you want? Like forests or like hikes, beaches, or parks? What do you want? Honestly, if you can, go to New Zealand. New Zealand is amazing. Hold on, let me recalibrate my model. I went to New Zealand. New Zealand is amazing, dude. It has so much green. But it's quite a trek. It's quite far. Do you have any dream spots to visit one day? I heard Scotland is amazing, so maybe Scotland. I've never really explored like Europe. Yeah, I don't think I have even at all. I've actually also never been to the US. So those are definitely places I really want to check out. The EU and like US. I've never been. If I stay in Oz, it's another city or another town out in the middle of nowhere. In Australia? Greenery in Australia? I mean, there are pretty good hikes in Australia, no? But like, just a bit dangerous. Vacations are stressful and worries about luggage and how much you spend, then it's for flights. Ah, in that sort of sense? Yeah, nah. Yeah. There is much truth to that. Vacations can be quite stressful. A friend of mine used to give this relationship advice, right? He would say that if you want to test the waters before committing with someone, like committing maybe say in proposing to your partner or SO or something, either you should travel with them first. Yeah. My advice is usually you should at least try living together with them first. But like travel also applies. So like both of them. Try traveling with them first and try living with them first. Because it'll give you insight on what it's like to kind of be by their side for almost 24/7 and go through stressful situations together and problem solve together and have pressure with working with each other. So yeah, travels can definitely get stressful. I'm also more of like someone who prefers to be more chill when it comes to travels. Like I'm pretty chill. Like I usually do my travels with relatively slower pace. Like I'm not the kind who would like to jump from fucking city to city or Airbnb to Airbnb within 5 days. I'm gonna switch Airbnb like 4 times. I'm not that kind of person. I'd rather prioritize chill and convenience if possible, and then maybe save up to visit the place again next time rather than forcing like a large itinerary within a limited amount of time. Flights to New Zealand are kind of expensive. Oh yeah, very expensive. Visa to New Zealand is also very expensive unless you're like in Australia. At some point it was cheaper to go to the UK. New Zealand is really far, guys. That's why it's really expensive. And I think usually you have to go transit via Australia. New Zealand is really far. It's very further down. Yeah, I'm probably gonna meet Finn actually, definitely. But like the thing is, like currently because I'm going with family, I don't know what my schedule is like. So I'll have to hit him up a little bit last minute. I already told him about this. Bring warm clothing. Scotland is cold as hell. I met a cousin recently and apparently she went to Scotland and she was like saying that all the scenery and everything is really pretty. Like the mountainous regions and everything. I assume it's kind of like Loch Modan in World of Warcraft. Or there's also another one. Dunmorrow. Is that it? Loch Modan is what I assume Scotland looks like. Am I correct? Is anyone familiar with what Scotland looks like? Malaysia is filled with tons of multicultural. A few locations are actually dreamy. I wouldn't know. I really don't know much about Malaysia. Been to Scotland, met a barmaid who looked just like Paris Hilton. Wow! Did you take a picture with her? I mean, that's cute. That's cute. Hi there, Sen. Thanks for catching the stream despite being at work. I appreciate you guys who actually watch my streams at work, man. There's something very, I don't know, wholesome about it. I appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Australia is unbalanced. Too many OP enemies. Yeah. It's a little bit better when you live in the city side. You don't really... Sorry, give me a sec. You don't really encounter crazy stuff when you live in the city. But when you go like a bit further out, then you start like having to kind of be on guard for like random kangaroos maybe on the roads, or like when you're walking you might encounter a random kangaroo or like some poisonous something. Or like, oh, watch out for that black widow right there. That's like just hanging around on your fence. Yeah, that's how Australia is. But it's a great country. I enjoyed my time when I lived in Australia. I think that is part of people's stress when they travel a lot. People try to fit too much in one trip instead of using it to relax and enjoy the vibes. Yeah. Usually when you're young and you're kind of new to traveling, you try to do as much as you can, right? As you get a little bit more used to traveling, you kind of get a little bit more realistic, or you start developing a preference of like traveling style. I do have friends who travel with crazy itineraries. Like they make really detailed itineraries and I'm like, yeah, no, I mean, I'd rather not, honestly. I'm really someone who likes winging it. I mean, I like some modicum of planning, of course. Like, for example, I would mark the places within certain districts so that when we do go to that district, we know what to do and like what to eat and everything like that. That's how I travel. And then we just got to pick from my already planned list within that area. But like, I'm not really one to make like very detailed itinerary. Scotland is really nice. My sister was gallivanting there a few weeks ago. Oh, jealous. Do have a good trip with your family. Thank you, guys. Thank you. The chill vibes are fun to work to. No, thanks, guys. Honestly, I do wish sometimes that I could stream at nighttime for you guys instead. Because, I don't know, I feel like, you know, we could have a little bit more interactions, and it'll actually let me play games, like community games, you know? Because I stream mostly in the morning for you guys, I don't really get much of a chance to play community games with y'all, except for when I do membership streams, because I do membership streams during the flipped hours. So if this is like 9 a.m. for you guys, my membership streams are usually 9 p.m. So only then do we usually get to play community games like Jackbox and everything like that. I do kind of wish that, man, if only I streamed like at night instead, right? But it is what it is. I would also travel to Iceland because Death Stranding was based from real Iceland locations, and I would really like to hike there and feel the vast snowy plains with my legs and probably some good fresh air. Yeah, don't get frostbitten though. But yeah, Iceland, Norway, I think the EU has like a lot of stuff to explore, and one day, I'd love to go there. Chances to go to Akihabara, probably will not go to Akiba because I'm with family. Like elderly family, so I don't think there's much to see for them in Akiba. We will mostly be going to Tokyo and Kyoto. I've never been to Kyoto before, so I'm excited to see what Kyoto is like. I want the spiders in my room back. Damn, dude, what are you, Shino from Naruto? You always want to take 1 or 2 trips where you learn your travel preferences. Very true. I would love to watch you at work, but I think I would end up watching you more than people testing, and it would get me in trouble. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. I mean, VODs are there for a reason, right? Plus, I also upload videos, so I would like to think that I provide a lot of alternatives for you guys if you guys can't actually catch my streams. And that's also like part of the reason why I do my membership streams on the flip hours, so you guys can catch me when it's nighttime instead. Though to be honest, as of recently, it's been kind of hard for me to schedule membership streams. I'm actually going to try to see if I can do one like this weekend. I'm not sure if I can just yet because I have a lot of backlog and stuff to do before I travel. But yeah, come over to Discord if you guys want to get notified for like membership streams. That's usually where I notify people. Yeah. It's usually on YouTube, and if you want to get notified for membership streams, don't forget to join discord.gg/Noira. Vietnam Television SKSP. Very long name. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. Hire a samurai. The Australians keep discovering new hostile mobs and boss encounters. We should probably tell them to stop scouting dungeons until we clear the raids they already discovered. You know, the funny thing is that New Zealand is kind of the opposite of Australia. New Zealand's mobs, aka the wildlife in New Zealand, it's very tame. Like very tame. Although to be fair, kiwi birds could probably kick the fuck out of you, but other than that, New Zealand wildlife is very friendly. They don't even have much bugs. Like when I did a hike, there weren't really any like annoying bugs at all. At least there weren't any, what do you call them? Sure, there were gnats here and there, but like, you know, no mozzies, like no mosquitoes. And there weren't any, you know, shit, what do you call them? Sandflies. Yeah, there weren't really any sandflies. Maybe it's because I went when it was like kind of chilly still and it wasn't like fully summer. But New Zealand is very tame. Thank you for the hydrate, by the way. I forgot. Let me drink. Yeah, kiwis can draw blood if they kick you, bro. And we went to a zoo and they told us that. It's like, oh, look, this is the wound I got from getting kicked by a kiwi. The guy showed us and I'm like, holy shit. He actually bled. But yeah, New Zealand is very tame. And do you want to know a story? So when I went to like a kiwi zoo, like a little zoo in New Zealand, they told us about how Australians kind of brought over possums to New Zealand, and the possums apparently couldn't find the food that they wanted sorry in New Zealand, so they decided to fucking evolve and become super possums. So possums are actually like what they eat, fruits and veggies, right? They're like I was gonna say vegetarians, that's not the right word. They are not omnivores, herbivores. Yes, they're herbivores, right? But these bloody possums in New Zealand decided to fucking adjust and adapt and decided to be omnivores, and they started eating kiwi eggs and shit, bro. It's crazy. And eating like little not marsupials, but like they became like a danger to the New Zealand wildlife. Isn't that fucking crazy? And they call them super possums. It's like, so, I was like flabbergasted when I heard that. I'm like, holy shit. Do animals just do that? They just adapt? I thought they had to go through a whole Darwinism process of survival of the fittest and evolution over thousands or even millions of years before they get to do that. But apparently not. Possums are kind of crazy. Potato Puffs, thank you for the luck. I stomped a few scorpions in Mexico as a boy. Wait, is it okay to stomp scorpions? Don't you get stung? Like, what happens to the venom? Community games sound so fun. Oh, we actually have a blast when we do play community games during membership. Sorry, give me a second. During membership streams. So if you're a member, I hope you guys do get to tune into the membership stream someday. You need to catch a movie sometime with us. I know. I wish I can. I wish I could do more things with you guys. But trust me when I say that when I'm not streaming, I actually do a lot of things outside of streaming. Like I'm usually out and about. I'm not very much home. So yeah, my schedule is a bit rough outside of streaming times. You know, that's what happens when you schedule your day-to-day life around streaming, right? Because my streaming is a schedule, like a set schedule already, 3 times a week, same day, same times. It means that everything else, to kind of schedule around it, I usually put everything else during non-streaming times. So everything that I'm supposed to do within those 3 days that I usually stream, I schedule like for the rest of the week. And that adds up to quite a little bit. I mean, to be fair, but yeah, I mean, I like whatever I have now. But like, sometimes I do get a bit more free time. But that is not right now. Currently, unfortunately, I'm quite packed. I plan to visit Ireland one day, eventually, as well as Tuscany. Nothing too crazy aside from those. I mean, those are great spots to visit though. I work at night, so coming home to a Noira stream is great. Nah. If anyone is planning to go to London, check out Heidi in Chelsea. Nice little cafe next to a beautiful looking hospital. Oh, that sounds so... I don't know. That sounds great. That sounds great. You know, I really like places that feel very, somewhat a little bit whimsical in a sense. Like, you know... old cafes or like old taverns. I love those sort of places. Or old looking cabins. As long as it's in the daytime, okay? Because at nighttime they look scary as fuck and horror as fuck. But like I love these sort of whimsical sort of places. Okay, I need to catch up with chat again. Every night I hear possums outside and I wonder what if I caught and ate them. You might not want to do that. Australian casually. Yeah, we discover we a little bastard, possibly possessing the most incurable, most horrible way to die. New Zealand. We fought a silly little guy in the field in a need. Oh yeah. Do you guys know about the emu wars? Whenever someone wants to hear a random trivia fact, I tell them about the emu wars of Australia. Oh look, it's a big bad dragon toy. What's up, big bad dragon toy? Scorpions look really nice on the sand dunes after a hot day, that they'll glow if you have a black light. I mean, I don't know if I want to see scorpions glowing in the night. I think I would be pretty fucking freaked out. I mean, honestly, scorpions look pretty fucking cool, right? But I don't know, just... How dangerous are scorpions? Like, how lethal are they? Or are like anti-venoms kind of just easily accessible? Oh yeah, guys, don't forget, at the Deep Blue Discord, we actually have certain things that go on once in a while. Sometimes we have a Dungeons and Dragons game. Sometimes we have a gaming night. Sometimes we have a little get-together on our Minecraft server. And almost weekly, we have a movie night that's hosted by Sen. Sen the Tiddling Housewife. A cute little cleric, happy cheery cleric. So if that sounds like your kind of vibe, don't forget to join the Discord server at discord.gg/Noira. Follow the instructions and you'll see where everything is located. You can get notifications for that and also my content. So yeah, if you like the vibes of the Deep Blue, why don't you join the Discord? Spent my 18th birthday at that cafe. I can't miss it with the massive tank outside since it's next to the Army Museum. Ah, I see why you went there. Whimsical daytime and whimsical spooky, you need both in your life. Why would I need whimsical spooky? I'm okay with living my life without any spookiness, hey? Shin, SAO, thank you for the compliment. The emus won that war? Yes, they did. And hi, Sheena. Depends on how big they are. I heard bigger scorpion equals less lethal. Yeah, and do you know that it's kind of similar with berries? The bigger a berry is, for example, like raspberries or like blueberries, the less concentrated they taste. So usually they taste a little bit more diluted or a little bit less sweet. So I guess that's like a general rule in life. Like the bigger something is, usually it's less potent. Except maybe certain bodily parts. Seed King Doppio, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. Scorpions are kind of weak in Australia, but the snakes and spiders are deadly. Oh yeah, definitely. I think if I remember correctly, Australia has is home to a majority of the deadly, lethal, venomous spiders in the world. You love the vibes of the Deep Blue? Hey, honestly, the vibes of the Deep Blue would not be the same without you guys. So definitely a part, if you like the vibes, do know that you guys also contribute to it. So thanks, guys. Scorpions are a bit of a mixed bag. Some are a massive problem, life or death type shit. Meanwhile, others are a minor convenience. It's safer to keep a good distance from all of them if you don't know. I see. I've never really encountered a scorpion in real life. Even though I lived in Australia, I've never really. I've, of course, encountered spiders and stuff. Like black widow spiders and the more dangerous spiders and the friendly huntsman. But not scorpions. We have scorpions here in the States I live in. We keep finding them in our sliding doors at work. Don't you freak out? I can't imagine like accidentally finding something that's like fucking venomous as fuck. It was saved just in time. Oh my god. Shit, I'm sorry she went through that, Lionel. Holy shit. Hide in our shoe. Please check your shoes before you wear them. Make sure you don't accidentally step on something. Oh my god. You know, I once accidentally stepped on a fucking cockroach that was in my shoe. It was so it's traumatizing, dude. It was a traumatizing experience. Ever since then, I would always check inside my shoes before wearing them because I never want to ever no. I don't want to go through that PTSD anymore, man. And also turn on the lights. Seriously, turn on the lights whenever you're like kind of going through a room or something, because I've also accidentally stepped on a fucking cockroach because I didn't turn the lights on and I was like trying to get something on the other side of the room, and I'm pretty sure I stepped on a fucking cockroach. Oh my god. Ugh. It's things that happen that I never want to relive. Yeah, so today is your PSA to turn the lights on and also check in your shoes before using them. I stepped on a cockroach when I was going to the bathroom without turning on the lights. The feet on them felt like, oh, stop! Stop explaining it in grizzly. Fuck, I don't even know how, the correct word I'm using. Stop explaining it in visceral detail. Fuck. Do cockroaches in Australia fly like sea roaches? Yes. Yeah, I think the cockroaches in Australia are pretty much the same type as sea roaches. And you know, we also have the small ones as well. The tiny baby cockroaches. The ones that are annoying as fuck. Now, if only like we could do something in the world, like, I don't know, scientists, do your thing, maybe turn cockroaches into Matarakan or something, then maybe we'll be less fucking freaked. Wouldn't that be a day? That would be nice, wouldn't it? Imagine if your cockroaches just turned into cockroach VTubers. You also have very aggressive spiders and other vipers. You guys are not making Earth sound like a nice place to live in, man. Sea roaches? No, when we say sea, we mean Southeast Asian roaches. They fly. I'm so happy that here in Germany, we don't really have cockroaches. Wait, don't you guys have like German cockroaches? Aren't German cockroaches German? Huh? The native roaches live in rainforests and eat decaying leaves. Cause I know, like, do you guys remember Ripley's Believe It or Not? So it was because of that show back then that I realized that there are different kind of roaches. I thought that back then, all cockroaches were the Southeast Asian kind, you know, the one that would kind of fly and look kind of skinny and have like, they just look fucking disgusting. But like, I think they're called German cockroaches, the ones that can't fly and are a little bit more chunky. I saw those ones on Ripley's Believe It or Not. I've never seen, I guess, wait, are those the kind of cockroaches that people kind of keep as pets? Yeah, I've never seen those kind of cockroaches. I like you better than Matara. Stop! Also, don't pit us against each other. I love Matara-kan and I love all other VTubers. There are many very hot VTubers out there and hotter VTubers than me. Well, obviously, because I'm made out of certain parts of me are made out of seawater. You have the worst luck. We got the flying ones. Yeah. I think that's Madagascar hissing cockroach. Wait, what? How many cockroach species are there? And then what the fuck? What are the German cockroaches? Which ones are those? Who keeps cockroach as a pet? Wait, don't people do that? I once saw someone post on Twitter that they kept like one of those cockroaches as a pet, and I just assumed that it was a normal thing. Bagel boy, welcome back to the Deep Blue. I think humans just accumulate knowledge better than other species can. If octopi lived longer, they'd out-evolve us. No. Do you know why humans thrive? Also, how did you come with that topic? Like, we were talking about cockroaches. Why are you talking about that? But I appreciate it. You know why humans thrive? Humans thrive literally because of imagination. And with imagination, you can have ideas of fiction and creativity. Can you imagine? Sorry, give me a sec. Let me cough. Think about it, right? If us as humans didn't have imagination, would we really be as adaptable and evolve as much as we have and make so many innovations as we have now? Would we really? If we did not have imagination, we would not have ideas of like corporations, ideas of quote unquote teamwork, or quote unquote family, or religion. These sort of ideas, they're all based off of imagination after all. Sheena, thank you for being 17 months of tithing on YouTube side. Thank you. I need a blessing, Noira. I have oh, shit, dude. Sheena, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry you have that. Hey, I hope somehow it gets better. Take care of yourself, Sheena. Get yourself regularly checked. I hope at least the symptoms get better. Guys, can we have a hope you get better for Sheena, please? Because pneumonia is no little thing, and that's an annoying shit to have. So I hope shit gets better for you. Or at least the symptoms kind of get a little bit milder and a bit more tolerable. Get better soon, Sheena. I love your Yap streams. I never know what I'm gonna get. Today's Noira's National Geographic is beautiful. Yeah, what the fuck were we? How did we even get to this point? Why were we talking about cockroaches? The Madagascar cockroach is the flightless one, and I think those are the ones people keep as pets. Okay, Crown, as my lovely mod, then what the fuck are German cockroaches? What are German cockroaches then? I'm pretty sure that's a thing. The thing is, like, I would love to find out, but I don't really want to Google cockroaches, man. I don't want to see Google images of cockroaches. Hi, Jack John. What's Joe's apartment? You know what? I don't think I want to know. Never mind. Matara was better when she was a fox like you, but... Nah, I mean, the thing is, like, when it comes to VTubers, right? I think people... What VTubers always are... I don't know, they're better at what they do when they're in a form that they resonate with. In a form that they're comfortable with. It's like when you're working, if you have better working gear, it makes more sense and you can work better, more effectively and efficiently, sort of stuff. So yeah, sure. I think it's valid for us as viewers to have preferences of like, oh, I wish this person was this, or like, I like this person's older model more, and everything like that. It's totally valid. But it is what it is, right? There's like no right or wrong. German ones still can fly, but in smaller size. So maybe faster? Oh my fuck. Okay, let's stop talking about cockroaches, guys. Let us not talk about cockroaches. Are you currently having a day off, Sheena? Are you resting at home? Please make sure to hydrate a lot, eh? And if you're coughing a lot, get some honey so you can kind of have some honey coating your esophagus so that when you cough, it doesn't get too rough on your esophagus. Joe's apartment is a movie with a lot of roaches. Yeah, I'm not touching that shit. I haven't really noticed cockroaches here in Germany, at least. Maybe there are some cockroaches, but not the scary and big ones. Ah, I see. Then I hope that one day... I hope one day when you travel to Southeast Asia, you will understand the experience of Southeast Asian cockroaches. Oh. Oh my god, all the traumatic experiences I've had with cockroaches. It's like coming back to me right now. Things that I don't want to remember. Okay, fuck that. Let's talk about something else, please. Let's talk about life. Talk about life, okay? Do you guys have any questions about life or any specific thing that maybe we want to have nice talks over about life? Dude, I was literally getting goosebumps remembering the times I had cockroach encounters. Are sea roaches edible? I mean, technically, everything is edible if you're brave enough. And also, you're a centipede. You should be eating cockroaches, centipede. Can we stop talking about cockroaches? Crown, if you're about to say something about cockroaches, don't. Thank you for the hydrate. Cockroaches are alive and that's a part of life. I know, but they're... God, fuck. Stop baiting me! Stop constantly baiting me into talking about cockroaches again. God damn. Stop it. No, let's talk about something else. I got sick of eating European ones. Shush! I miss the little things. I want to take a walk or listen to the morning birds over fresh coffee. I mean, can you do that right now? And hello, Puck. I mean, the little things in life are nice, right? But you know, I can't... Okay, so a while back, when I was like on my first year, going second year into VTubing, I used to have 2 jobs, right? On top of VTubing. I know, imagine, what the fuck was I doing, man? It's crazy. But I used to have 2 jobs on top of VTubing, and I remember during those times I used to forget about the little things in our day-to-day, you know what I mean? Like, you forget about how nice it is to slow down, or like appreciate the little things in life, or like how nice it is to kind of just take a walk in a park without music. And I mean, I was looking at my journal entries from back then recently, and I realized just how much different my life was when I was like super fucking busy with everything else, and I forgot about the little things in life. I'm so glad that I'm not there anymore. Holy shit. I was too busy with being busy, and I guess in a sense hustling at the expense of my own peace of mind and appreciation for life and living, I guess. No, we're not talking. We're done talking about cockroaches. I'm gonna ignore. I'm gonna ignore the stuff where you guys talk about cockroaches. Okay? Stop it, Crown! Oh my fuck, you're a mod. I'm gonna ignore that. Is it okay to ask about your neck tattoo? Yes, it's okay. What would you like to ask about my neck tattoo? Sorry. Let's talk about ancient spirits. Voices in the mountains of Mexico laughed in circles around me also. You woke once in Nico's pen. Ancient spirits. So if we're talking about ancient spirits, I was watching like this food and travel series. I can't remember where, but like this guy's agenda was always to kind of have check out the food, but also check out the culture of everywhere he went to. And I remember being like very enamored and intrigued by like how different every culture is when it comes to spirituality and everything like that. It's very interesting. And it's not even particularly like, I wouldn't say it's particularly religion. I think with a lot of cultures, it's just part of their lifestyle. And it really, I think what I'm trying to get at here is that I also was recently thinking about how some people are so judgmental about other people's culture and religions, right? When honestly, how fucking hard is it to accept the fact that some people live better subscribing to certain ideas? Leave them alone. You know what I mean? It's you'd think with the age of information that we're in right now, right? We've come so far. We have the internet and everything like that. People would be more accepting because you're exposed to a lot more ideas and a lot more different perspectives and different kinds of people and different cultures. But it's really sad to see that there's still a lot of people who just can't seem to accept something that's different from them. Or maybe even, according to the book Sapiens that I was reading, it might even be just like an innate Homo sapiens sort of thing. But who knows? I don't know about that. I mean, even if it's like ingrained in our DNA to kind of, you know, perceive other people who are different as somewhat a threat, or maybe be a little bit less accepting of them, I feel like we have grown enough as a person, as an individual, as a civilized individual, to kind of, even if some shit is like kind of within our natural instincts, I think we can outgrow that. Right? Like, for example, procreating, right? I think it's within any living creature's natural instincts to procreate, and humans have gotten so far to the point that sometimes we don't even think of having a child anymore, or we don't even think having a kid anymore. That's technically going against human nature, or quote unquote natural instincts, right? If we can do such things, that you would think that even if some certain things are maybe some ancient habits of ours, then surely we can outgrow some obviously bad ancient habits. Sorry, I took a very long tangent away from the initial topic that I was talking about. I don't know how we got so far, but I was thinking about such things like as of recently for the past few days. And yeah, I think it's because I've been talking to like a few people with very different thoughts about these sort of things recently, and probably also just the fact that, you know, I was reading *Sapiens*. Sorry, let me catch up with chat here. You might like the book 11 Walks with Expert Eyes. It's about a person who took a walk around the same block with a different expert, then asked them to share their individual insights. Oh, that sounds amazing. You know, that was like a Twitter trend not too long ago, where someone kind of drew the perspective of like a certain photo through their eyes. And it's actually interesting how when you're like, every person sees whatever is given in front of them in a very different way. For example, if an architect sees a building, they might think about like the measurements and like how everything makes sense for that building to have been built. If a designer sees a building, they see it from a very more, maybe may have some more aesthetic point of view. If a child sees a building, they probably don't give a shit. If VTuber sees a building, they'd probably run into it because they're scared of grass. You know what I mean? It's very interesting, these sort of things, how like every single person, depending on like what the experiences they've accumulated in life, their own specializations and everything like that, how differently they can see the world. And I think it's beautiful just how we can kind of meet so many different people from different walks of life and different perspectives, and talk to each other in a common language and share each other's thought. That's kind of cool, isn't it? Bro, I'm talking about shit that makes me sound high even though I'm not even drinking. I'm sorry. You guys opened a whole Pandora's box and I just gotta talk about it. Hi there, Emojin. Yes, new model indeed. Different isn't always bad. Gotta learn more about each other to learn to get along. Yeah, that's the thing. I think for some reason, especially for people who haven't really they don't have a vast amount of experience just yet, or like widened perspectives, a lot of people seem to think in very binary terms. You know what I mean? Like it's either good or bad. People forget that when actually mostly in life, everything is not 0 or 1. It's usually everything in between. I don't think anything is like absolutely good or bad. You know what I mean? Okay, maybe some things, but a lot of things in life, and even if you get into an argument and everything like that, it's very rarely binary. Really cool way to see how people's passions define their perspectives. Yeah. I totally understand that. Have a good one, Red Samurai. Oh, and good luck. That is what makes talking to people and learning how they see the world so fun. I love getting different perspectives. What do you mean new voice? I have the same voice. How does one even change their voice? Oh shit, is it because I've been coughing? That's why my voice sounds a little bit different. The shadows and textures of your model look amazing. Thank you. I got it from my mama. It's all thanks to Kale. Thank you. Noira sounds like my mom. That's a crazy thing to say, child. What moral alignment do you prefer? Lawful good, chaotic good, or neutral good? I think neutral. Whenever I play D&D, I always choose neutral, but like I think realistically I'm a little bit more neutral good. Yeah. Good morning, Scarling. What are you having for lunch? You sound more refined, at least from last I remember. Then maybe it's been a while since you've been here, but also I don't know, mayhaps. I wouldn't know. I don't really keep track of my voice. Sometimes I can sound different even like from previous days, just a slight bit, because that's how voices are, right? You can change your voice by training or trauma. Yeah, but I mean, I know you can, but like when we're talking about natural voice, I don't really think well, I don't know, do people kind of purposefully change their natural voice deliberately to that? I don't know about that. But anyway, I don't try to do that at all. Hold on, guys. I need to cough. Sorry. Long-term streaming can change your voice? I don't think so. I mean, if you mean like elongated hours, like if you do like 12-hour streams, then yeah, it can change your voice. Or if you like strain your voice via, say, singing or doing certain things, then yeah, definitely it can change. I mean, even sometimes I feel like my voice is different from when I start a stream versus like towards the end of stream. It can be a little bit different. But yeah, maybe today my voice sounds a little bit different, like a little bit lower mayhaps because of whatever coughs I was like going through prior to streaming, because I ate deep fried food and I had really bad coughs. So yeah, I might sound a little bit different today perhaps. Shit, fuck, I had a train of thought that I wanted to talk about, but I forgot about it. Hold on. What was it? You were talking about different people. Right, okay. So, look, it's great that we have like so many different people in life, right? With different perspectives, cultures, and everything like that. Whenever you meet someone new, there's always something new to talk about. We were not fucking talking about cockroaches. We're done with that. But like, I do think that it's kind of sad seeing that sometimes when you're on, say, the internet or like on Twitter, social media and everything like that, sometimes you see that some people are averse to talking with other people. I mean, it's valid, but I don't think it's valid if it's that extreme. Don't you guys reckon that humans are just predisposed to be social creatures? Now, to what extent is a different thing, but like I do think humans or Homo sapiens are very social and communal creatures, meaning we thrive with the companionship of other people and the presence of other people. But then again, I don't know. I've never really done my research on people who decide to lone wolf their lives, like those people who kind of just fuck off to the jungle and live by their own and have no other company except maybe a dog. So I've never really done my research on that, but I do think at the root of it, humans are probably social by nature. With folks in general, especially online, mostly alone. Yeah, but like I mean, this is something I talk about a lot, of course, but I don't know whether it's because social media has kind of given a platform for more people to be like, hey, this is how I live life. You know what I mean? Whether it's a platform that provides a means for people that kind of just shows more of people's different lifestyles, or whether it's social media that's kind of making people not want to interact with other people. It can go, and with that, it can go two ways. It can be maybe because, say, via social media, they assume that other people are humanity. They lose faith in humanity from what they see in social media, and thus they just be like, yeah, now fuck humanity and don't talk with other people. Or they think that people online are better than whoever they can meet offline, and thus they just hang out with people online. Honestly, I'm more afraid of talking to a disguised chatbot than I am talking to someone online. Yeah, please be very careful when talking with bots or AIs. Be very careful. They're known to be sycophants just because of how they're programmed. So be very careful, okay? At least the current generation of AI, yeah? That's how we survived in the wild? Yeah, but like, I don't know, we don't really survive in the wild anymore. You know what I mean? We survive in metropolitans and concrete jungles. I wonder how much our nature has changed. Is it because we now live in a concrete jungle and like in a civilized economy that maybe we're evolving a little bit to the point that maybe we don't need social interactions as much? Do you know it teaches meaningful connections with people that allows people to thrive, not the modern variant? Yeah, that's... So, talking with someone, like chatting with someone via a screen and meeting someone face to face and talking to them face to face is definitely two different things. You can argue as much as you want. You might think that, okay, having an online friend is the same as having a friend that you actually meet day to day, are the same thing. I don't think it can ever be the same thing. There's something that happens to the human body and certain chemicals that fire in your brain when you meet someone and have physical interactions with someone face to face. And you don't get that when you have online interactions exclusively with someone. Momo, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. I mean, I believe like when you have like, when you're close to someone, physically close to someone within physical proximity, or like you have like, you touch someone or something, I believe it does fire some serotonin happy hormones in your brain or something. That's the science behind it as I remember it. Thank you for the hydrate, Momo. Thank you. I'll drink some tea. I'm still working on being less averse to talking to others, honestly. Had some bad experiences with some bad people that scared me quite a bit. I mean, that's fair and that's totally valid. I think that's also like a thing that some people have mentioned previously whenever I do bring this topic up. Some people have like really bad experiences with other people, and that's totally valid. But it's totally fair, but I think it's also personally kind of, well, objectively, it's kind of sad that that experience dictates your general life experience when you also have a high probability of meeting someone good, you know what I mean? But that's the optimist within me talking. I mean, if you have like 100 people, there's of course gonna be a few bad eggs, but there's also like a high chance you can meet someone good, or someone who's maybe has chemistry with you and you can have good conversations with. But that's just how trauma is, right? That's just how bad experiences are. They often like overshadow the more realistic probabilities and experiences. I tend to keep my social posts for my close friends. I don't even post on social media. Usually IRL, yeah, when we're not talking about being an anime girl on the internet. I don't really interact with my friends online unless like... So mostly I just be like, yo, want to hang out and meet, and then that's mostly when I interact with them. I'm really bad with online interactions. Social media had just made people lazy. Some treat their web presence like their own personal shrine or fan page. That's also another thing. Since the advent of social media, personal branding has been a thing, and I think a lot of people are kind of becoming a little bit more performative online. Like, they see their social media or their online presence as a chance to brand themselves, and there's something like disingenuous about it, the performative aspect of it. But that's definitely like, I think that's a valid trend, and it is an inevitable trend, because we thrive on social media nowadays. We have our own digital identity, and thus I think it's just part of growing up, where you have a phase where you end up kind of being a little bit more performative about your online identity. Until you realize about the performative aspect of it. I think I was there too. At one point, I didn't realize that the things that I was doing on social media was mostly for other people's eyes rather than for my own satisfaction. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like, it's only now that I can communicate such things because I've lived through it and I've found the words to kind of explain it and say it. But like back then when I was going through the motions, I didn't know I was doing such things, you know? My boomer take is that I only add people on social media if I've met them in person. Same. I'm not really sure if social media makes a difference between whether someone is outspoken or introverted. Yeah, no, I don't think it does. Sorry. It's also because social media gives people a ton of social pressure to immediately respond. Oh yeah, I remember back then I used to say to my friends that I hate the fact that when you text someone or when you get texted, if you reply to them and they reply immediately, it means you gotta commit. And that's one of the reasons I actually don't like texting people. Like if I have a lot to say, then I'll call. Like I prefer the days of at least email, you know, when it was like acceptable to kind of at least give them some time to reply to emails. It did not have to be instantaneous. But with text messaging and like general social media and messaging, it's a lot of immediacy. Like, yeah, it's very... I hate that sense of, oh my god, I need to reply to this guy. You know, I used to reply to people in like 48 hours when people text me. People hated that so much. I'm a bit better now though. But like, I also set my boundaries. Like I tell them like, okay, sorry, I got an AFK. So like I set my boundaries where I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna reply, okay? So I've kind of learned my way to kind of figured out my own way to kind of navigate through these interactions that sits better with me. There is something special about seeing an IRL friend and giving them a hug. I would hug all the titlings, but it doesn't feel quite the same virtually. True. Yeah, no, Kurt, scientifically, right? The science behind that is when you... Sorry, I got a cough. Yeah, but... When you hug someone, it gives you serotonin, the happy chemicals in your brain. So that's why hugging people is nice. It's because it gives you a jolt of serotonin. That's why I think it's a legitimate business. You know how like people, I think a while back it was viral where there were like services, there were hugging services and skinship services where you can pay someone to kind of just cuddle with. I think that shit's legit. I mean, it's totally understandable and it's like a modern solution for modern problem sort of shit. And yeah, I mean, like I said, humans started off being very social animals, and we get serotonin boost from skinship and cuddling. So when you have less means to cuddle, then why not pay for it? Like with everything else in this world of capitalism. Thank you. Did I miss something? Oh, thank you for the stream streak, guys. Hi, Peter. How are you? Oh, dadling. I really hesitate to make friends IRL in case I come off as desperate or creepy. I mean, but the thing is, like, you don't know till you try, right? And I mean, what is there to lose? But I totally understand. It's tough, man. Especially if you've kind of just gotten used to just being on your own lonesome and not like having to deal with people IRL much or meeting people IRL much. It's really hard to get out of that hole or kind of get over that first hurdle of starting talking with people again. So it's totally understandable. But hey, I mean, do know that at least there are apps and means nowadays to kind of, for you to meet new people. If it doesn't work out with some of your friends, then, I mean, you can always find new friends. That's always an option. There are ways to do that. There are apps to help you do that. Not Tinder, no. It's an app I talk about quite a lot. Easy to get the conversation started if you meet people in the same hobby. Yeah, and there's also that. I mean, you have like hobby shops and everything like that. And you have like cons and everything. and you can find maybe D&D games and stuff. So there are these sort of like micro communities that you can kind of maybe try to join into. For example, I've recently taken a liking to swing dance, right? And I found out that swing dance has its own little community, and yeah, I met a few friends through there, and you know, it's nice. I think it's recently that I realized just actually how easy it is to find new people to try to hang out with or expand your circle. I feel like my whole life I've always thought that, okay, the circle you have are like the people you meet along the way, right? If you go to school, your schoolmates, if you go to uni, college and everything like that, these sort of people. And I never really thought that you could actually also just proactively find new circles of people. Nowadays you have apps that do that, like Time Left, or you can do like certain hobbies. You can find communities via Instagram. Let's say you like swing dance, or maybe you like, I don't know, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu. Find a community on Instagram or join that class, and then you'll meet new people. There are so many ways out there to meet new people that is actually facilitated by technology. I don't know why I never really thought about that years back. So look, don't worry. I feel like if your current group of friends, you don't really vibe with them, or you have had like shitty experiences with them, it's okay. Just find more new people. I think it's really just not that deep, question mark. You know what I mean? If you fall off with some people around you, or like if you have missed chances with some of your friends, or like shit happens, right? It's valid. There are new people you can meet along the way. You just gotta be a little bit more proactive. After all, you know, your life is your own life to live and your own life to die. You live for yourself, you die for yourself. So you might as well constantly proactively find ways to make the most out of it, right? Good morning, Gary Coleman. Roaches? Why? Why is there a conversation about roaches again? What the fuck? Why are we talking about cockroaches again, dude? I think I'm just too old. First time I tried Instagram, I'm like thinking about something to put in here frequently is a lot of work, man. I can't be bothered. Was only active for 2 weeks. I'm not even active on Instagram anymore. Every once in a while I post like Instagram stories, IRL, yeah. And that's it. Kind of just like when I want to share what I'm doing, I post an Instagram story, or like if I want to document whatever I'm doing, like when I'm on travels, usually that's when my Instagram is like the most packed. But yeah, I think there are two ways to oversimplify it. I think there are two ways to kind of make use of social media platforms. One is to keep your connections and kind of document your circle in a way, and also find ways to keep in contact with them. The other is also just for yourself, just as ways of documenting, like treat Instagram as a photo album, or you can like, you know, make it a balancing game sort of thing, because that's what I do. I think mostly I use Instagram nowadays to document my own day-to-day life, and it kind of helps me kind of also romanticize some parts of life. I really like taking really pretty pictures and aesthetics, if you guys haven't noticed, from my general Instagram posts. My general social media posts, and you know, the current vibes here at the Deep Blue, for example. I really like aesthetic stuff. So Instagram is somewhat my way of documenting and also like romanticizing certain little small things and happenings in life. More so than trying to appeal to the people that I have following me. I think it's more so that. But also Instagram is a way for me to find out what other people are doing, and maybe interact with some friends I haven't interacted with in a while, and maybe find an excuse to hang out with them. Because I do sometimes have conversations with old friends who I haven't interacted with for a long time, and it ends up with me hanging out with them again. Sorry, I like missed out on 10 minutes of chat because I was yapping. Let me catch up with chat. I cannot fathom how chatters sometimes pressure their live streamers with, "Did you see what happened just now on Twitter? Please comment." Well, I have nothing to say about that. Yeah. Some people, I don't know. I really don't like it when people kind of force opinions out of people who just want to have fun and entertain on the internet. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't understand that either. Sorry for being more than 1 hour late. No worries, dude. How are you, Peter? How's the traveling? Also got addicted to playing Dispatch. Ah, relatable. Relatable. Have you finished the game then? If with 7 and 8. Episode 7 and 8 is like pretty much the end of the game, right? I also just recently started to Dispatch not too long ago, Peter. I'm currently on episode 6. We just finished episode 6 yesterday. Have a good one, mate, Ridgeway. Oxytocin, yes. Oxytocin is also another chemical that you get from like human touch. Serotonin and oxytocin. Would you believe a government-related agency here in Japan ran a TV ad encouraging parents to hug their children? I mean, I think it's kind of understandable because, to be fair, in certain cultures, I do think that skinship is not really a thing. It's not a familial thing, you know? I don't know. Yeah. Sorry, I got a cough. Hold on. Yeah, in certain cultures, it's not a thing. So, yeah, here's to hoping that more cultures will understand how important having skin contact is and what it can do with the brain. I kind of miss when gaming was a bit more open. Once helped a dude get a girlfriend while playing Destiny. Put in extra effort to clear enemies so that they could talk easy. That's so fucking wholesome and cute, dude. Oh my god. Wait, what do you mean? Like, do you think gaming nowadays is not as open as it used to be? I mean, isn't it still? Like when you play, say, Final Fantasy XIV and World of Warcraft or like Guild Wars 2, aren't people pretty much still very open and candid when they play? Or especially if you go into like games with RP servers, I think people are very open to interact in those sort of servers. I once saw a guy in Shibuya with the sign "free hugs." Wonder how many he got. Yo, I saw that guy on Instagram. He was like making content for Instagram or TikTok. If you gave him a hug, you would have probably popped up on his Instagram. I mean, you're right, but you also seem like quite an outgoing person. For some people, just getting out of the house takes a lot. I mean, that's understandable, but like, that's the thing. Like, I do wonder whether... No, I'm pretty sure hermits have kind of existed since the dawn of time. Like I said, I do think humans are social creatures like in nature, but also there's a spectrum. Like, it's understandable when there are some people who are on the other side of the spectrum that just want to be alone as fuck. And I think that's okay if that's what makes them comfortable. But I hope that doesn't take away from the fact that doesn't take away from, or at least I hope that they don't have trouble with that. That's what I'm thinking. I guess, yeah, maybe I am quite an outgoing person. Maybe I do have more of a social battery than some people. Yeah, maybe, I guess I do, despite my sometimes tendencies to kind of go on gaming binges and everything like that and staying at home for elongated periods of time. Prolonged periods of time. I think in general I am quite outgoing. But yeah, like I said, I'm outgoing, plus I do think I am relatively optimistic. So I think whatever perspectives I have are valid mostly for me. So that's why, as much as I wish more people would be more open to the idea of like, you know, trying out ideas, trying out new things to meet more new people. It's totally understandable if they have trouble with it. Or at least I try to kind of accept and think from that perspective. Good evening, funny cartoon woman. Good evening, messed up brain spike. Good evening. Why are we still mentioning cockroaches in chat, dude? What the fuck? Hi there, Kevin. Have a good one, Alexander. I've abandoned most forms of social media and became somewhat of a ghost. I don't like the idea of being too easily accessible at the palms of other people, and that's totally fair and totally valid. Although I would say that despite the many horrors of social media, it is quite a decent way to kind of... Sorry, let me cough. Keep in contact with people, or at least help you remember people. And you guys remember the days where, like, on Facebook you would remember people's birthdays? Or, like, you know, it's... Because, let's be real, we meet so many people in our lives and it's impossible to kind of keep track of everyone. But, like, social media kind of helps you do that. Like, if you suddenly have this sudden random urge to kind of hang out with that friend from, like, I don't know, kindergarten, you might have them on Instagram or on Facebook, you know what I mean? Okay, maybe not kindergarten, maybe say, like, I don't know, middle school, primary school, you know what I mean? Social media at least kind of helps you document that, your circle. I think it's great for that specific function, definitely. So I think even if you don't like social media, I think it's still nice to kind of still have it and kind of still follow people and let yourself be followed by people, even if you don't post anything there. Because sometimes, someday, you might maybe wake up in the morning and be like, hey, who was that guy who I hung out with in primary school, grade 3? It was kind of cool and we had like a lot of wholesome core memories, and maybe you want to hit him up again. You will maybe he followed you on Instagram, maybe you have him on Facebook and stuff like that. So yeah, I think if there's one thing you can do with social media, even though you don't want anything to do with it, maybe it's that. Coughing ASMR? Why the fuck would you want a coughing ASMR, dude? No. Trying to meditate as much as I can and catch sunrises so I can kickstart back into health mode. That's totally understandable. I hope it gets better for you, mates. Maybe, I don't know if this is valid advice, but usually for me, when I'm getting overwhelmed by things, slowing down helps. So I don't really meditate, but what I do is I do chores without music. I just do slow things, you know, like maybe I read a book or I do chores. Those are two of my reliable methods into slowing down and kind of getting more grounded again. Mythos, thank you for the hydrate. Am I out of tea? No, I'm not. Zoomers are too silent nowadays. Maybe it's also because, I mean, I'm also silent when it comes to gaming nowadays. And I can't be fucked with doing like online gaming anymore with voice chat. But that's a different thing. Because sometimes when it comes to gaming and you voice chat and they hear that you're a girl, I just can't be fucked with some of the reactions sometimes, you know what I mean? Old MMOs 10 plus years ago were a different galaxy in terms of social interaction. Really? Honestly, I wouldn't know because I feel like I haven't really played MMOs much lately to have a comparison, I guess. People got freaking married in guilds back then. It was real community. We knew each other's families and car problems. Wait, it's not anymore? I mean, the last MMO I played, it was still kind of like that. I mean, we still bonded over the game, but this was like during lockdown era. So maybe that was a thing. Like maybe that's why it was still like a wholesome thing where people would spend lots of times just on Discord call with each other and just hang around with each other. Maybe it was due to lockdowns. And I'm lucky I got to experience that with the game that I played. But like, I don't really have any comparable experience, I guess, as a benchmark nowadays. I learned from a really good fanfic. I love the fact that you got it from a fanfic. That loneliness is the absence of comfort, not company. Comfort, not company. Does company not provide comfort? But also you can have company and not feel anything. I don't know. I don't think I've ever thought about the meaning of loneliness before. So I don't think it's... Interesting thing. I've never really thought about it. Hey, like what it means to be lonely and like what is the cause of loneliness. I don't think I've ever really thought about it. I think a few years ago I got back into playing multiplayer shooters and most games just going by completely silent. Probably just the games I play than the state of gaming in general. That's fair. Like I said, I usually don't do voice chat either when it comes to gaming. Where did I get my model? You can find it on my website at noira.me. You'll find all the credits there. It's by Lakeo. And yeah, I have all the credits for my model on my website, noira.me. Oh, actually, did I like take that out? Oh, never mind. Why is there so many mentions of cockroaches in chat? First person who told me the concept about extrovert and introvert was a huge manipulator, so never really gotten deep into it. Some people have also actually said that extroversion and introversion is like a fucking scam. Like, it's not real. I don't know. It's their definitions, right? I don't know. Like, I remember reading somewhere, like, a pretty legitimate source. Like, it was, like, some scientific study or, like, some book. I can't remember. But, like, extroversion and introversion wasn't a real thing. But then again, I don't really have an opinion of it because I feel like I haven't really cross-referenced the facts enough to have a decent opinion about it just yet. Hold on, I gotta catch up with chat. Shit. It is better to be alone than in bad company. That is for sure, yes. The more accurate way to phrase it is to differentiate between loneliness and solitude. Right, because like solitude is really just the face is like basically being alone at face value. Like literally you're physically alone. That is solitude, right? Loneliness is feeling like you're like you don't have any genuine human interactions around you or something like that. I don't know. How would you guys describe loneliness? The only company I need right now is one that earns well and earns me money. Ha! Capitalism! My experience with introversion and extroversion is more reliant on the context. At work, I'm introverted so I can focus. At a fitness class, I'm more extroverted. But that's like a different thing. I think that it plays more into the idea of identities and facades, right? Which is like a natural thing that we have. Like who we are in front of family, who we are in front of friends, who we are in front of our nephews, who we are in front of our dog, who we are in front of like our colleagues. They're all different facades of ourselves. Yeah, I think it's more so that, no? Loneliness is negative, solitude is positive. Wait, is it? Loneliness is alone with sad. Haha, without sad is just alone. I don't know. I've never really thought about these sort of things. But for sure, I do think that even though I've never really thought about it, I have felt lonely before. Definitely. And it's usually... Let me think. Back then when I felt what I thought were feelings of loneliness, I think it was mostly because I felt like there was a lack of genuine, good human interaction that I got involved with. And it felt like everything around me was kind of gray. You know what I mean? That's what it felt like. It felt like I just really wanted to have a good, wholesome, hearty conversation with someone, you know. That's when I felt lonely. I haven't felt that for a while actually. But yes, I have felt it before. So yeah, maybe it's more so like the interaction aspect of it, and rather than the humanity behind it, rather than the physical proximity of a human. Mayhaps it's that. I'm probably more of an extrovert. Sorry, wait, let me cough. Ah! If only I didn't have that dinner. I'm probably more of an extrovert, but my low self-worth keeps me from interacting with or messaging people. Why? I'm sorry. I'm sorry that came out like it sounded out of touch. But I've been insecure before, right? And by the way, let me just give a disclaimer before I like start spouting all this shit. First of all, I'm good with discussing these sort of things, but please be sure to not trauma dump and bring negative or iffy vibes to chat. Let's discuss it in an objective sort of way and still with good vibes all around. Second of all, I am obviously not a fucking therapist or professional or anything. So like take whatever I fucking say with a grain of salt. Most of it is from my own personal experience and my own opinions. Seek professional help if you have to, okay? Don't just trust the blatant words of an anime sea fox girl on the internet, yo. All right. Shit, now what was I gonna say? Think about it this way, okay? I've been insecure before. So, the way that I got out of it, but like, once again, this is like coming from me who was like somewhat a little bit more outgoing and a little bit more of an optimist and a little bit rebellious, okay? I like a good challenge. When I was like going through my insecurities and shit like that, and I had a lot of cringe moments and moments I did not want to remember and and laughable interactions with people, but I've always thought that, hey, there's a lot of people around, so if it doesn't work with this one person, I'll just gotcha another, you know, I'll just do another pull sort of vibe. I'll just find someone else and I'll improve myself to the point that it's trial and error sort of shit. That's how I eventually kind of, I think, worked through that. At least that's how it was for me. So even if you're scared or like you're worried about saying the wrong things, or even if you're worried about like, you know, just being awkward as fuck, do know that you have like 8 billion chances because there are 8 billion humans around the world. You know what I mean? Plus, it's not awkward until you make it awkward. So I've ever since I heard that quote from a friend, I've always lived by that. It's not awkward until you make it awkward. Sometimes even if you do cringy shit, you can sell it. And also, even if you can't sell it, you can just move on. And sometimes you'll also find out that people don't really remember things that you did. You know, like you would remember most of it because you overthink and you're always more self-critical about yourself. That's just how you are as humans. So we'll definitely remember more things that we do, but not so much other people. Like other people have other things to worry about. Like think about it. How much do you remember about the little things that other people do? Not much really. So realistically, even if you fuck up, there's a pretty decent big probability that that person probably doesn't remember much of it. So you're working with these chances of, okay, there's a low probability of someone remembering your awkward shit, and also the fact that there's also 8 billion other people in the world that you can kind of give another try at. But yeah, that's I guess, yeah, I'm quite an optimist in that sort of way. My crazy world is too gray, colorless. Socializing is a momentum game. Okay, and with my experiences of getting out of a rut and like from being fucking antisocial as hell, meaning I have not met a single person within the last 3 months or so. Getting out of that, yes, I have had those moments before. Honestly, your brain is really good at learning things, like getting used to things, right? Just like how you can develop habits and everything like that. So sometimes there are certain things in life where you can kind of just get used to a certain way of living, and that when you want to change it, your brain's really uncomfortable with it. So sometimes, of course, sometimes it can be mental issues, like mental health stuff, but also sometimes it can just be out of habit. Like, for example, there can be two possibilities of when you feel like when you feel like the world around you is gray and dull and shit, and you can't bring yourself to hang out with other people or like start talking with other people. There are two ways about it. Sure, mayhaps you may have some mental health problems or issues that maybe you should seek professional help for, but also the other possibility is that your brain just has kind of gotten used to that sort of living for a while, so that it's just kind of hard to switch it up, and it's just out of habit. And really, I think the only way to get over that is to kind of just start, like kind of just force start that shit, so that you can kind of just change, or like get your brain used to a new way of living. So like a mental block, yeah. That's also like legitimately something that it's also backed by science, by the way. And it's also something that my psychologist told me. Like, if you're uncomfortable with something, most of the time it's usually because you're just used to doing things a certain way. So when you want to change your way, if you want to change your way of doing that thing, then there's really no other way about it other than just doing it and get good. Basically, TLDR, skill issue. Really, that's how it is. That's just how the brain works. Let me catch up here. What else did I miss? Loneliness is a lack of connection between the individual and others. That's my off-the-cuff and probably under-educated thought. That could be valid too, yeah. Loneliness feels more like not fitting anywhere and feeling secluded even if you have companionship. Lack of emotional and physical closeness to someone. Yeah, maybe that. The humane side of things, right? Like feeling something, like feeling that companionship, or feeling those feelings of delight of when you have good conversations and stuff like that. That's fair. Hi, shaggy beached cookie. Noira discrediting herself? I mean, is it really discrediting if I don't even have the credits? It's not really discrediting, is it? I'm really not well versed. I'm really not like, it's not as if I have a degree in psychology or anything like that. I'm just a curious bitch who reads a lot of stuff and happens to kind of like neuropsychology sometimes. So please cross-reference and double check everything that I say with a grain of salt. You know, look the references up. I usually will say the things, whether some things, I usually will mention whether the things that I have said are actually backed by references and resources or not. But yeah, double check anyway with everything that I say, because I may just have a shitty memory sometimes, you know? People don't remember things you do. People remember how you made them feel. If you can make them feel good, they will not remember any cringy shit you did. Actually, usually people over-exaggerate according to research. People tend to over-exaggerate the bad things more. It's just that, but this is also according to research. Most people just really don't have the capacity to remember everyone's mistakes mostly. That's how it is. It's not that it's overshadowed by the good that you do. It's just that people don't care enough about other people, or don't have the brain capacity to care enough about other people that much. Because I mean, fuck, bro. Fucking living life and adulting is hard enough already on your own. you only really have so much time to, like, I don't know, think about other people's mistakes, right? So yeah, I hope that gives you guys at least a little bit of peace of mind. The reminder that even if you fucked up, most people will either have the empathy to forget it, and maturity to kind of just be like, it's okay, it happens. Or maybe they'll just not have the capacity to remember it at all. I might have already done my best fuck up, so anything else I fuck up is now not that bad compared to it. I mean, that's a very... Sure? Sure, I guess, if that works for you. But hey, I think it's not the fuck ups that define us. Character development and character growth is a thing. It's a choice. I think people... Like, look at how underdog narratives are so popular, right? I think at the end of the day, people will remember more how you redeem yourself rather than... No, wait, I'm going back against my own word. People like a good... Well, what I'm saying is that you can go through a redemption arc. That's what I'm saying. Would people remember your redemption more? Maybe? My assumption is that because people like underdog narratives and you see how popular that is in shonen, maybe people would like that too in our day-to-day lives. So if they see someone pulling a fucking underdog shonen arc in their life where they used to be, maybe they did a major fuck up, but then they kind of turned their life around, maybe people will like that and they appreciate that, you know, and respect that. That's my assumption. This is based off of nothing, really. That's just my assumption. So yeah, I mean, like I said, character development, character growth is a thing. People fuck up, it happens. It happens to the best of us. I think what matters more at the end of the day is how you bring about and bring about the change and grow out of it and become a better person. Because, I mean, come on. I mean, we live life to die and there are some years ahead of us still. You might as well make those years feel a little bit better. It's time I grind healthy, as the Sea Fox said. Yes, yes. Whenever you feel like you're going through mental blocks and stuff like that, or maybe you feel like you don't have the courage to do certain things, just remember that the Sea Fox said skill issue. Get good. Get good. Skill issue. Do you think you'll ever study psychology professionally? I don't think so. I'm very selective with the things that I want to find out in psychology. It just happens. Behavioral studies though, maybe. But also I'm really shit at studying stuff. Like I'm really bad with formal study. So I don't know. Maybe not. But I think I would also be the type to kind of just always continue to talk about and explore these sort of things and ideas. They're fun for me. I'm really bad with formal study, by the way, guys. You know, back then when I was in college, when I was in university, I would do everything that I can to avoid studying because I can't be fucked mostly. I hate memorizing stuff. So like I try my best to bullshit my way through. Truly, that's what I did. And sometimes I succeeded. You mean everything, not everything on the internet is true? Imagine. Hi there, by the way, Squish Valerie. How are you? And have a good one, Crossline. Hope you enjoyed your time here. And thank you for the well wishes for my vacation. Katak. Wait, I don't know how to say that. Do I say that in English? Katak? Anyway, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. I was gonna say it in an Indonesian way, but I'm not sure that's proper. Being able to say that you're not qualified is already a huge step past most people. I also watch a psychologist VTuber who always outlines his credentials when discussing his field. Yeah. I would think though nowadays that it's becoming more of a norm because of, well, the pressures of cancel culture. So I would think that it's becoming more of a norm to kind of at least give such disclaimers. Does Noira have a PS1 memory capacity? Not even PS1, maybe a floppy disk. I have really bad memory. God damn it, stop making me try to say your name. Kataktitis. Wait, I said that in a very Indonesian way. Is that correct? Is your name supposed to be like kind of Indonesian? Anyway, thank you for the hydrate. I'll drink some water. Because katak means toad in Indonesian. Thank you for the hydrate. Can I just call you 24? You're from Greece? Okay, I'm sorry, that was so way off. But yeah, katak means toad in Indonesian. Can I just call you 24? Okay, because for some reason I can't bring about myself to say your name in English for some reason, or in an English pronunciation sort of way. Like I keep on wanting to say it in Indonesian pronunciation. A big part of psychology is specifically not providing answers, but helping them articulate their own conclusions. That is so true. I think a big part of like, just in general, of how you can... Okay, think about it this way. A big part of like emotional maturity and emotional intelligence is mostly just awareness about the feelings that you have and your thoughts, and also being able to communicate them and making sense of them to the point that maybe you can explore them with yourself or also with other people. So if you have these sort of skills where you are able to be aware of your emotions and your feelings and also your thoughts and thought processes, and you can make sense of them, and you have the ability to write them down or explain it to other people or to yourself in your head, you are very much a long way into emotional intelligence already. And you can definitely have more avenues to work with whatever you're going through much better. That's the foundations of it, really. That's what I think. That is actually referenced straight from the book Emotional Intelligence by Daniel Goleman. So that one is actually properly sourced. And it's also according to research that it's all about the awareness sort of thing. I agree that there's really no reason to feel that way, but it's not logical. It's way easier on days I'm feeling good. I feel like I would be bothering them if I reach out. Yeah, but like I said, but it's not logical? No, I mean, that's also not logical. Your way of thinking is also not logical. I mean... easier on days when you're feeling good. Feelings are feelings. Feelings are not logical. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta put objective thinking and logic over feelings. So if you already know that feelings are like primal instincts and you have no control over them, then sometimes you know to do certain things to override certain feelings. Such as maybe you don't feel like doing something, but you know that, oh, maybe you don't feel like doing this because you've just been going through a pattern of laziness and you have been avoiding this thing for a while. You need the logic within you to kind of just objectively force start that action. Present doesn't add up to anything, might be even negative at times. Yeah, but Kizaru, like I said, like, you may be thinking about these sort of things, but like, those are your assumptions. I mean, it's not as if someone said it to your face. And even if they did, there are like other people you can meet. What I'm saying is that friends or people you meet, if it doesn't work out with one person, you can find more people out there. I feel like it's not that dire, you know what I mean? It's not that dire to lose a friend. I mean, of course, like, it's sad if you lose like a really good friend. But most of the times, like, losing a friend is not as dire as media seems to make it seem, I feel like. Yeah. If it doesn't work out with one person, if you don't, like, you're bound to not have chemistry with everyone, right? So if it doesn't work out with one person and you don't vibe with one person, nothing's stopping you from just finding a new person. You know what I mean? Reframing my struggles into a shonen protag training arc is one of the only ways to emotionally motivate myself and find strength and inspiration in the drudgery of grey everyday life. I'm my own Goku. That works! I believe some people also resort to gamifying their own day-to-day. Or like, I can't remember who, but they used to say that, oh yeah, I have dailies that I have to do every day. And I'm like, the fuck? Do you just call like your chores dailies? And he's like, yeah, I call them dailies. And I was reading, I think, on Reddit or something, I can't remember, where this person said that they would always kind of just think of, oh, it was a YouTube video. They would say that they would always try to pick up a quest every day, like an adventure quest every day. There are main quests and there are side quests. So sometimes in the day, they might think that, okay, my main quest today is I want a little bit of adventure, and that means talking to a stranger. They might make that the main quest of the day, and then they'll pick up like random side quests towards the day. I mean, if it works, it works, right? Same shit like religion. If it works and it helps you become a better person, then it works. If it helps you live your life better, it works. I don't think anyone should judge anyone for such things. Whatever works for you, it might not work for anyone else, but hey, it works for you, and that's all that matters. Be a rebel for a cause, not a rebel to piss people off. That's what a guy told me when I was younger. It helped, maybe. Be a rebel for a cause, not a rebel to piss people off. I mean, in general, I think it's better. I think it's better for your peace of mind and just in general to not piss people off. I feel like pissing people off adds so much extra work. I feel like in the long run, it's more beneficial to be nice to people than piss people off. We should all keep a picture of you on our work desk for when we are having a challenging day. Is it gonna be like that fucking Wolverine meme with a frame? And then it's just gonna be Noira, like me, my face there. And then it's gonna say, get good, or like skill issue. Or like, you live to die. Are those the quotes you're gonna have in my little picture frame with the Wolverine meme? Is that what you're gonna have on your work desk? Like the movie Dodgeball. A true underdog story with Vince Vaughn and Ben Stiller. So many underdog movies out there. I also went to a school where the educational bar was so low that studying wasn't exactly a necessary skill to train to do well. I have my own thoughts about the education system, but I don't think that's a bush we want to poke right now. You might say you're like a philosophical entertainer, but I'll follow the leader's advice and be the underdog. Philosophical entertainer is crazy. Because honestly, yeah, I don't even think that the things that I talk about or the things that I do are even remotely philosophy. Philosophy sounds so elevated and sounds so elegant and refined and academic. You know, I feel like the shit that I talk about is just shit you talk about when you drink. You know, the life kind of stuff that you talk about when you have a drink or two. So I don't know if I'd ever consider myself within the realms of philosophy. idiotic beat. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. And good morning, Brennan. Have a good one, Centipede. Oh my god, once again, he mentioned cockroach. To be honest, a common thing we do is processing ourselves as a different individual, then passing through what we would do to help if they were someone else. It really helps. Like putting, you mean, you said that in a very mechanical, computerized way. That's so cute. That is so cute, Chase. No, but you mean like putting yourselves in other people's shoes, right? Yeah, that's what we do. But I think, sure, you can try to put yourself in other people's shoes, but we also... Sorry, wait, let me cough first. But you should always also remember that you're limited only to your own experiences and your own personal experiences and your own personal knowledge and your culture and everything. There are a lot of limitations to when it comes to trying to empathize with other people. So always like give additional benefit of the doubt, or like always give extra wiggle room to kind of just... Sure, it's good to put yourself in other people's shoes and empathize, but also understand that sometimes whatever they're going through might not make sense to you, but it's still valid. Because there's always that extra bit where there's a high chance that you probably just don't know what they're going through, basically, and because you've never gone through it. Are you guys gonna start calling chores dailies now? Did I give you guys a good idea? You have a pretty laugh. That's a compliment I haven't heard before. Thank you. Definitely overthink. I got stuck in my head and it warps my perspective on reality. It's an issue I need to work on. Yeah, I mean, look, at least I think with whatever things we might think we might think that we're lacking in, right? Always remember what Aristotle says. If you want to be a painter, you need to paint. Basically, get good. What I'm saying is that if you want to become something, if you want to be better at something, if you want to become something or not become something, then you need to get into the habit of it, or like do it more often to the point that your brain gets used to it. Which goes back to the same point that I mentioned before. Like, your brain is very, very much used to doing things out of habit. It's really just a matter of making your brain used to doing certain things so that the right neural synapses start developing, and that it gets easier for you to do that and become that particular thing that you want it to be. It's really that. There's no judgment in it. There's like no shame in like being lacking in one aspect or being, you know, not becoming a certain thing. It's really just all a matter of, if you're not great at something or if you're not a certain something, it's mostly just because you never did enough of it. If you want to be a painter, then paint. If you want to be a painter, but you're a shit painter right now, then it's probably just because you didn't paint enough. That's really what it is. And yeah, Aristotle said that shit. And it's also proven by studies and neuropsychology studies in general. So always remember that, guys. Skill issue, but no judgment. Do it for her, Simpsons photo wall. Oh yeah. Oh my god, you guys are giving me a lot of meme ideas. Thank you. Have a good one, Kizaru. No one cares about you, so go eat dirt and save it the taste. That was told by me by a homeless guy once. Still remember it. That's technically true. That's technically true. You know, we often overthink and we worry about ourselves so much because we think people give a shit about us, when honestly, like I mentioned before, a lot of people are too busy with themselves to give a shit about other people. So at least take some peace in that. Have some peace in mind in that. Like, yeah, it's not awkward until you make it awkward, because most people won't remember it anyway, or like care enough anyway. My framed Noira picture will just have your autograph. Noira XOXO. Oh my god, what are you? Parasocial? Damn, imagine being parasocial. I'm now just imagining, but hey, if you guys keep a picture of me on your work desk, take a picture of it for me. I will bask in the glory of it, of that action. And maybe if you pray to me and mention the sea fox before you take a good sip of alcoholic drink, maybe your alcoholic drink will taste better. If you have a trinket of the sea fox somewhere on your working desk or like somewhere in your home, maybe just maybe you might be blessed by blessings. Good things might happen. I'm not saying it will. I'm saying maybe it might. Maybe. Who knows? When did you change your Avi? Actually, just last week. Rage Panda. Real philosophy is living like a dog and savoring the suffering to try and prove some metaphysical point. Actually, that kind of does sound like philosophy to a certain extent. You want to hear more about me? Why do you want to hear more about me? Don't you guys often already hear a lot about me? Like, I yap non-stop, dude. What more is that to know more about me? So motivational Noira work poster when? Do you want a motivational poster of me like just overlooking a mountain range and seeing the rise of the sun and saying motivational shit such as I don't know, the early bird gets the worm shit. You want to see that? You want to see that? Amateur philosophical exploration is still philosophy. Socrates had to start somewhere, and often with conversation with some dude. Fair. If you met yourself, how would you take care of them as a friend? Ah, yeah, that also works. That's a great way to practice empathy for sure, Chase. Socrates also got dunked on by Diogenes. Diogenes is that guy with a fucking wooden cup bowl thing, right? For his definition of a man with the latter brought a chicken into his class. Featherless by then. Wait, I got a cough. Sorry. Oh man. Aristotle, does he stream on Twitch or YouTube? Yeah, definitely. He's a part of the vtuber group Athens. Yeah. Oh no, actually, no, he's part of the VTuber group Athens and part of the generation called Alexandria. I probably got my history wrong, bro. I don't know. I've lived for a long time, but it doesn't mean I can remember everything, okay? Is Noira a main quest or a side quest? Noira is... Never mind, no, sorry. Whatever I was gonna say was probably gonna give me cult allegations, so I'm gonna just shut up. Thank you for the hydrate, Mythos. I'll drink some water. Hi, Tiny. Give me Noira on a mountaintop in Gojo pose yelling, get good. What are you talking about? I am the... for I am the honored one. That pose? Are you talking about that pose? Wait, there was like a notification just now. Ah, Brennan, thank you for the sub on YouTube side. Have a good one, Jack John. There is no lady who does not have her secrets and mysteries. It is part of the contract. Yeah, why do you think there's Victoria's Secret? Noira is DLC content is crazy, dude. Speaking of Athens, I still can't believe there is not a Greek twink male VTuber yet. Oh, there is! I just forgot his name. But there, I think I remember I've seen like a Greek toga wearing, well, I don't know if he's Greek, but like a toga wearing with olive twigs around his head. Philosophy VTuber guy. He was lean enough to be a twink, I think, if I remember correctly. Yeah, there was like someone, there was a VTuber like that. There is a VTuber like that. I think he's still active. I just don't remember his name. So yes, there is already a VTuber like that. You have to say it now? No, I'm not gonna say it. We have like enough cult allegations already. But you are our honored one. Why, thank you. Thank you. I like the fact that I am the honored one, just almost like Gojo, right? I appreciate that. We're fun with your yaps, but what about motivation, like when we do our dailies? Like, 諦めないで諦めないでもう少しだけが待ってくださいI'm sorry, I read my hiraganas in chunks. もう少しだけ頑張ってくださいOh yeah, Pro Stoic, that's the guy. Yeah, Pro Stoic is the guy. Wait, he does wear a toga, right? Or is like my memory kind of shit? No, that guy is a proper philosophy VTuber, I think, if I remember correctly. I've seen him, I've scrolled past some of his stuff on Twitter, or was it Reddit? And I thought it was pretty cool. Well, if you want daily motivations, I think I have some voice packs for that. Yeah, they're free, by the way. Did you guys know? I have free voice packs. But yeah, probably most of you guys don't know because I barely mentioned them. But I do have free voice packs. They're on my site. Oh wait, no, they're on my merch site. So if you go to noira.me, my website, and you go to merchandise, there is a section that says freebies. You can get like the voice packs there. And if you're... Sorry, wait, I need to cough. If you're subscribed on Twitch, you also get to get access to like a bunch of other voice packs that I've done in the past. For like $1, you get everything. Do check that out on the merchandise site if that's what you want. If you want like, for some reason, voice packs on me. Although I don't know why you'd want that, but hey, I'm just saying. Make some aggressive motivational voice packs. I have! What did I say? I don't remember. But something along the lines of wake up, you piece of trash or something. It was... I can't remember what... It was like was it a subathon sort of thing? I don't remember. It was a subathon thing. I said something along those lines. And I've said get the fuck to work. I think that was also like a voice pack. Hi there, John Joko. Any insightful yaps? Oh, we've definitely been talking about a lot of stuff, right, chat? Would you say that it's been insightful, Tidlings? Dear Tidlings the chat, would you guys say it's been insightful? Was going to say take my money, but it's free. I think those ones are free. You'll have to check. I don't remember which ones were like free or not. But yeah, just go check the whole catalog. Calling us trash? I mean, if you guys are trash, I can take you out. You know, so, you know, it's not that bad being trash. Is trash valuable? I don't know about valuable, but according to Gachi Akuta, it can be. Yeah, it can be. Most yaps are insightful. Yeah. I mean, I feel like sometimes some yaps are not that insightful. Like sometimes I feel like some free talks or Zatsudans, I just kind of run out of things to say. So we might not have some insightful yaps during those times, but I think today is a good day. Yeah, today's a good day. Yeah, we, like, for example, the earlier part of the stream where we were just talking about cockroaches for like straight 30 minutes. I don't know about calling that insightful, man. You gonna take us out? I don't know. Depends. If I feel generous, maybe. If I feel like a merciful god, maybe. But you guys need to put yourselves to good work first. So go and get on the fucking Minecraft server and build me fucking roads. You can't ask me to do things for you when you haven't even done your work, man. Go do your homework, kids. Go to your room. I also did not like the roach talk, Jason. Bottom line is don't get pre-ground coffee. Oh yeah, true. You know, coffee is so different when you grind them yourself. Like, if you get pre-ground coffee, they tend to be very dry. It's very different tasting when you just grind them yourselves. Wait. Oh my god. Wait, that's in regards to the fucking roaches. Okay, I did not read that. But seriously, coffee is very different when you grind them yourselves. Oh, shit, I gotta cough. Hold on. Do you drink your coffee just straight black? Yes, I do. That's my preferred way of drinking coffee. Unless either that or a double shot soy latte when I'm in Australia. But I usually make my own coffee and drip coffee, pour over coffee, black. That's my fave. My team meeting happened to be during the cockroach meeting. Well, VODs are there if you want to traumatize anyone. Let me drink some water. Yeah, black coffee is great, but I think it's also like an acquired taste, you know? I feel like not a lot of people can straight up enjoy black coffee. But then if I say that, I sound like a fucking coffee snob. I'm really not. The way that I put it is that when it comes to drip coffee or pour over coffee, or as some call it V60, or Japanese drip coffee. No, Japanese drip coffee is like the cold one. I feel like you know, when you use instant coffee or like have an espresso versus pour over coffee tastes a little bit more like tea than espresso does. That's how I usually explain it. I'm really not a coffee snob. I'm not that particular with the coffee that I make, but I do enjoy pour over coffee. That's my preferred way of drinking coffee. When you have good beans and a good brewing method, coffee doesn't need anything else. Yeah, definitely. Grinding beans cold also makes a surprising difference on taste. Wait, grinding beans cold? What do you mean? How do you grind beans cold? Like, you mean when it's winter and you grind beans? You seem to be coughing a lot. Oh yeah, sorry, Squish. I'm actually kind of sick right now. So I've been sick for like the past 3 weeks. And it's only like the past 2 weeks that I've at least been healthy enough to stream, but with some intermittent coughing every once in a while. I'm sorry about that. I try to mute it as much as I can though, to kind of not disturb you guys' listening experience. Stop talking about cockroaches, fuck. Onwards, let's talk more about life. Hello, any more talks about life? Any more ideas or thoughts or like, I don't know, statements about life that we could talk about? Have a good one, ceaseless researcher. Have a good rest. Getting your beans from the freezer. I've never tried that. Really? I should look that up. That's interesting. Well, yeah, we've had good talks today. Thank you for the good talks and the good topics, guys. This way, I don't ever have to be scared of like running out of things to talk about. Because, you know, often I think that's a very valid streamer sort of thought that, oh my god, if I do Zatsus, what if I run out of things to talk about? Really. And sometimes I wonder, like, how the fuck do people do like hours upon hours of just free talk? That idea scares me. Like, what do you even talk about? Shit, hold on. Ugh. Okay. Actually, question for everyone 30 plus. I'm turning 30 next month. Any advice on what to watch out for, what to look forward to? Okay, so I don't know about like 30 plus in general, but like if you want to check it out, I think Mark Manson actually made a decent video about like tips from a 40-ish-year-old guy, right? That was like generally his video. You can look it up. And one thing he said that I think is interesting is that you need to understand that problems don't just go away. If there are some things that you hope for, that you hope you will grow out of, oh wait, no, not that. But if there are certain things that you hope will just kind of solve itself, it will never solve itself. It really won't. Most of those things never really happen. And also, getting a family, having a kid, or having like someone, having a partner, having a girlfriend, having a boyfriend, having an SO, that doesn't solve any problems. It will only involve more people in your problems and even exacerbate it a little bit more. So your problems will just have consequences towards more people. So I think that one is a really good one, where if you think that having like certain dependence, such as getting a partner, an SO, a kid, getting married, will solve some of your problems, they won't. They'll just make your problems have more reaching consequences towards more people. And in a sense, exacerbate them. So, yeah, I think that's a good one. Anyway, yeah, I think, honestly, that video that Mark Manson put out, sorry guys, is one of the best compacted video of like just tidbit life advice I've come upon. It's a really good one. People can be a strength too. Yeah, definitely. But like, I think it's unhealthy to expect that bringing people in will solve your problems. There are just some things that Is it on Spotify? I don't think so. It's on YouTube, Ghost of Mint. So you can look up Mark Manson's YouTube channel. I can link it on Discord. Let me look for it. Hold on. I'll give you the exact video so like it's easy for you. Oh yeah, this one. Here, I'll send it over on Discord. There, I've tagged you. It's a good video. To the guy on YouTube asking about turning 30, it's so over. It's never been so over. Oh, also, I think when you grow older, in general, do you know that the certain things will happen just naturally? Like, the older you get, the more jaded you might feel, the more skeptical you might feel, just because you've racked up more experiences throughout life and lived life for a longer time. So you kind of think that you know everything about life, and thus might make you more of a skeptic, more of a yeah, basically more jaded, more lenient as well. Sometimes you might have to, if you want to, you might have to deliberately remind yourself to kind of shake things up a little bit. I think that's one that's personally for me. I've mentioned this before, but like I'm someone who enjoys novel experiences and core memories, right? And what I've noticed as I've grown older is that I've kind of become kind of more averse towards it, just because of what growing older does to you. So I've had to kind of deliberately remind myself to kind of just shake things up a little bit every once in a while. Like, me growing older tells me that I can't be fucked meeting new people, but like I enjoy meeting new people, and thus I gotta be like, look, this is happening because it's natural, so let's deliberately put ourselves out there, even when our age and our aging is kind of going against that. And I think another thing was that, what was it? I remember I talked about this a while back, but I can't remember what was I trying to say? You get better at faking things. That's something that happens as you get older, and you need to remind yourself of that, because sometimes you will have existential crises, and imposter syndrome is kind of strong because of this. You think that because you just get better at faking things, you end up not addressing the issue sometimes. You know what I mean? So be wary of that. Naturally, as you get older, as you navigate through life, sometimes a lot of people, I think people around you kind of expect that the older you get, the more confident you are with navigating through life, and thus naturally we kind of build up this persona where we're good at faking things, even though we're not really particularly sure about that thing that we're trying to do. So just remember that and be aware of such things. And if there's a problem that needs addressing there, be sure to actually face it up front and be aware of that problem, and just face it. Solid Snake, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. Oh shit, sorry. Let me cough. I coughed so much today. Sorry, let me read through chat. I would say make sure to exercise. Oh yeah, exercising and stretching is very important. Also, walking does so much difference for you. I'm not saying I'm old or anything, but I'm saying that walking does wonders, okay? So walk if you can. It does wonders for your spine. You might want to pay attention to your posture more. If you have problems with your posture or you have back problems, you might want to try Pilates. Yeah, these sort of things. Red Drake, thank you so much for complimenting my design. I'm glad you like my design. Thank you. And yes, don't neglect your health. Douglas, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. And Poetic Pasta, thank you for the hydrate. I'll drink some water. You know what's funny? I think a lot of people don't realize, but like the majority of the demographic of people here at the Deep Blue is like 25 to 30s. So if you want 25 to 30s plus, and even we also have like demographics of people 40 plus. So if you want like advice, if you're like in your 20s and you want like advice from people, we have a good bunch of people here at the Deep Blue. Let me catch up with chat here. Sorry, wait, let me. Sorry, that was like a cough going there. Wait, why are you guys saying happy birthday? Wait, whose birthday? Oh, Solid Snake, happy birthday. Guys, can we have a warm happy birthday for Solid Snake, please? Sorry, I just caught up with chat. I just saw it. Night Shadowblade, hello. Hi, Madam Fine Wine. That's the first time anyone has ever called me that. Madam Fine Wine? That feels quite eloquent now, doesn't it? Quite elegant, eloquent, and refined. Me, Dad, Noira are gonna be drinking anytime soon without coughing. Honestly, once I stop my meds, I'm gonna probably be drinking. The last time I had alcohol, it actually helped me stave away the cough for that night. In the morning, it fucked me up, but like for that night and during the immediate time in which I was drinking the whiskey, my cough stopped. Day after, fucked up. Let me catch up with chat. Oh my god, I'm so far behind. My manager also recommended Pilates. Said that most guys think it's too feminine, but don't realize it's good, really good for the body. One of my Pilates instructors said that Pilates is a modern solution for a modern problem. Because humans nowadays are so used to desk jobs and have posture problems, Pilates is the solution to that. It's for fixing your posture, and it's for strengthening the parts of your body that you in your current office lifestyle or metropolitan concrete jungle lifestyle probably don't use as much. That's really what Pilates is. I don't know why Pilates has been associated with like femininity. I really don't know why. It's really good. Pilates is great. You'll immediately feel the right parts of your body stretching in your first session. But as I do know it, Pilates can get quite costly. There are more cheaper alternatives to Pilates. You can get the Pilates with the reformer. Sorry, wait. With the reformer, which is like the basically, you know, the hardware. But you can also get mat Pilates, which is basically like calisthenics, where you kind of just have a yoga mat and dumbbells and certain tools that help you with weights and balancing to kind of do Pilates like stuff. That is a more cost efficient method. Yeah, that one's good too. That's what I do more often, the mat Pilates one. Ghost of Mint, super chat, arigato. Thank you for your offering towards the shrine. Thank you. To Solid Snake, happy birthday, congratulations, happy birthday with salutations, happy birthday, may your sky stay blue, happy birthday to you. That is so cute. That is so cute. And thank you, Ghost of Mint, for being a titling over on YouTube side for 11 months. One more month and you're a 1-year titling, Ghost of Mint. But yeah, happy birthday. Sorry, happy birthday, Solid Snake. And Ghost of Mint, thank you. Let me give you a blessing. My blessing to you, Ghost of Mint, is that I hope that you become more aware of your posture, your walking posture, your standing posture, your sleeping posture, and your sitting posture. That is my blessing to you. And since you're approaching the age of 30-ish, you might feel certain parts of your body starting to feel a little bit different. But I hope that, hey, if you need anything, the titlings here can probably help you out. And maybe even help you out with some advice or like answer some questions you have. The older titlings will probably have some wisdom, right? Or of course me, I'm older than everyone, so of course I will have some wisdom to impart too. Hold on, I need to cough. Jason, thank you for your offering towards the shrine. Thank you for the cheer. Here an offering to our white sea fox goddess. Thank you. Thank you. My blessing to you, Jason, is that... Goddamn. Jason, you've been showing so much support to the Deep Blue. First of all, thank you so much for all the gifts you bring to the Deep Blue. You're like the 3 wise men, but you're all 3 of them, bringing all the gifts to the Deep Blue. You're crazy. You're like the 3 wise men, but Cerberus. You know what I mean? Sorry, that doesn't make sense. But anyway, my blessing to you, Jason, is that I hope that for the coming few weeks, your team will be easier to work with. That's my blessing to you. And please don't forget to hydrate and stay healthy, Jason. That's my blessing to you. Haven't got a lot of time to tune in lately, but I will just want to stop by and say your bottle looks gorgeous. Oh, thank you, Nicola. Thank you. Wait, haven't you've been around though, Nicola? What are you talking about? You've mostly been lurking though, right? But that's totally fair. You probably have like work to do. But hey, thanks for saying that, and thanks for dropping by, Nicola. No, wait, did I get you mixed up with someone else? Was that Nicolitsis? But anyway, regardless, please never apologize for not being around, because you know, even if you guys can't attend stream, I'm saying it as if it's like a fucking congregation. Even if you guys can't drop by stream, that's totally understandable because I stream at weird times. So please never feel bad about it, and please always prioritize your IRL over, well, dropping by the Deep Blue, because hey, I'm always around 3 times a day, 3 times a week, same day, same times every week, right? So you'll always have another chance to catch me. Plus, I have videos and VODs around. So hey, don't worry. This sea fox is not going anywhere. My dude! Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. Just finished hugging Childling. That's so cute. Yes, please hug Childling. Hugging brings about a lot of serotonin and oxytocin. Whiskey cures everything. It truly does, to a certain extent. If it doesn't cure me physically, it will at least cure my soul. I associate Pilates with rich people. I don't demasculate CrossFit. Yeah, I don't know why Pilates has such a stigma. It's really not that bad, guys. And like I mentioned, Pilates, there are more cost affordable options to Pilates. But yeah, Pilates really is just a modern solution to the modern problem of us sitting too much and just living in a concrete jungle too much. I helped an old man the other day. Apparently he is a reincarnation of a famous pirate captain, and as a way of saying thanks to me, he gave me a map with the location of a precious and super wonderful treasure. I followed the steps and ended up here. Hi, good morning. Good morning and welcome to the Deep Blue. The Stoned Mango. Your name is very on brand. But hey, yeah, the captain has brought you to the Deep Blue. Welcome to the Deep Blue. It was started to help soldiers in World War I. Wait, really? I didn't even know that, Shu. I didn't know that. Have a good one, Douglas. Thanks for dropping by. Some wisdom right there. Don't eat deep fried foods before talking a lot while sick. Yes, don't do it, guys. If you know you have an appointment to kind of, or like, you know, a schedule to do prolonged periods of singing or speaking, right? Don't eat deep fried foods. That will fuck up your voice or your throat. Don't do that, okay? Learn from this sea fox who is old enough but apparently young enough still to make these dumb mistakes. I thought I'd be impervious to these sort of things, man. You know, I thought that an ancient being like me would be impervious to such things, that I'd be kind of dismissed from such consequences, but apparently not. Fuck. When is the next cult gathering? There is no next cult gathering because obviously we're not a cult. So how can we have a cult gathering if we're not a cult? I would describe it more of a lecture, but yeah, a congregation helps with a cult allegation. No cult allegations. We're not a cult. If you guys hear things about it being, this place being a cult, then you have heard wrong. You're listening to the wrong people. Have better friends, okay? Because obviously we are not a cult. We're just a group of wholesome people, okay? Hanging around over drinks and good conversations. That's what we are. What if it kills you mentally? I mean, technically alcohol does kill you mentally because it kills brain cells. Yes, be careful of drinking too much and too often, guys. Your brain cells and gray matter will die. So if you think you drink quite often and you start having troubles kind of remembering things, oh fuck, is that why I have trouble remembering things? Fuck. If you have brain fog or you have trouble remembering things, maybe it's because of the drinks. Because yes, drinking kills the brain, the gray matter in your brain and also the cells in your brain. Fuck. Yeah, okay. My memory problems make sense now. Have a good one, Chase! Hope you enjoyed your time at the Deep Blue. No, don't bring sacrificial stuff because we don't even have an altar to sacrifice stuff to because obviously we are not a cult. We have a shrine, but that's a different conversation topic, okay? That has nothing to do with the cult allegations. We're not a cult. The alcohol makes the pain go away, yeah, at the expense of brain cells. I drink a lot, but I still remember the moments I fought over a fried egg with my cousin when we were little. Well, think about it this way. If you lose brain cells and you lose gray matter and it fucks up your memory, it happens randomly. It happens on weird random patches of your memory. So if you remember some random things, then it's just you happen to be fucking lucky. That's all. I remember there was like a friend of mine who apparently had photographic memory. Supposedly, purportedly, as he says it. So don't take my word for it, okay? And he says that because he drank so much, he used to drink and have ciggies so much. I think he used to have like 2 packs of ciggies a day. And he used to drink a lot. He kind of lost it. Allegedly. Take what you will from that statement. He does not have the photographic memories that he used to have anymore. Sounds like a house episode. Yeah, actually it sounds like it could be one. Yeah, you're right. Hold on, let me cough. Don't forget to build roads for me on the Deep Blue Minecraft server, okay? Sorry, I have this like inner fire of wanting to just kind of remind you guys to do that every once in a while. There's like an internal timer within me that tells me to kind of just remind the titlings to build roads for me. Isn't it one guy drinks too much, he gets drunk? Drinks too much, he gets dumber. Wait, is it? Because when I talked to my friend, it was before house was a thing. I have weird memory. It's good at keeping track of a lot of useless information, but can't tell me where I left my car keys last night. That's relatable. I also have the same thing. Did you know that the brain is pretty much kind of like... It's pretty much like a PC. You have the RAM and you have the memory, right? Wait, is that the same thing? No, it's not. Well, basically what I'm trying to say is that RAM for the short-term memory, and then there's the long-term memory compartment in your brain. And yes, both can get damaged separately and individually. And some people are apparently better at one than the other. And I can't remember the specifics, but there are certain things that influence whether one part or the other is maybe good or bad. What am I fucking trying to say? There are some things that can kind of improve or degrade your short-term memory or long-term memory, but I don't remember the specifics. I read it up on Emotional Intelligence, on the book Emotional Intelligence by Daniel Goleman, where they were like talking about the memory part of the brain and how it plays into the experience of trauma and the neuropsychology behind trauma and everything like that. It was interesting, but like I only remember the shabby slight details of it. Barely any details. I barely remember much about it. It's something I have to reread. Can I get an upgrade? Oh, fucking I wish. I fucking wish you could kind of just slot in more RAM like you would in Cyberpunk, dude. I mentioned before, if we lived in a world that's Cyberpunk, okay? The first fucking thing I would do and I would ask the Ripper Doc for is probably cybernetic lungs. Just so I can smoke cigarettes with no repercussions. That's the first thing I'm gonna fucking do. I'm Jess and Lolo, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. Hold on, sorry, I need to cough real quick. Okay, sorry, what chat did I miss here? You want roads or proper railways? Honestly, I don't care. I just want a means for tidelings to do a pilgrimage to the Deep Blue. Did I miss any other chat? I'm sorry, I feel like I missed some chat, but I don't see it at all. But welcome, new people. Welcome. Yes, this is not a cult. If you hear things about a cult, don't listen to them. Don't. They're crazy. Thank you for the thank you for liking my model, Des. If my brain is a PC, I need new graphics card. The resolution is bad. Yeah, get glasses, dude. What the hell? Then you have astigmatism. Astigmatism. I just realized that that's also another word that I've never said out loud ever. What the fuck? Thank you for the hydrate mythos. Astigmatism. Wait, isn't it astigmatism? Astigmatism. Fuck, whatever. I'll look up how to pronounce it properly, okay? Hi there, Leah Kazarius. Thanks for dropping by, but yeah, have a good one. Astigmatism? Is it astigmatism? Not astigmatism? Astigmatism? Astigmatism. Shut up! Shut up. I'll figure it out, okay? It's a process. I'll figure it out eventually. Every once in a while, you just kind of gotta get used to these sort of things, okay? I encounter words, and sometimes I never realize that I've never outwardly pronounced it properly, so I actually have no idea how to pronounce it. The Sigma's got Stizzle, you're crazy. Wow. Wow. But anyway, get glasses. But yeah, okay. Now, dear tidelings of the Deep Blue, if you could TLDR and summarize and create an outline of what we've talked about today, what would it be? Let's see. How many of you guys can actually recall of the many topics that we talked about today? Other than fucking cockroaches, okay? Bloody hells, not the cockroaches, dude. Everything else but the fucking cockroaches. Oh my god. No, not the cold pot either. No. Not those. Look, we talked about cockroaches, but we're gonna pretend that never happened, okay? Come on, what other things have we talked about? Come on, you You guys kind of like fucking kind of gas me up a little bit towards the new viewers, okay? You gotta show the new viewers that I talk about interesting shit, bro. How else are we supposed to get more people to the Deep Blue if we don't like show them that we actually, hey, we talk about cool stuff? So come on, do me some good, do the Deep Blue some good. Emotional intelligence, something cockroaches and cults. Bloody hells. I've been half asleep and joined in randomly. That's okay. Some people say that my streams are great to sleep to, though I wonder and question why. But hey, you know what? If it's good for you and if sleep is what you need, then I'm glad to be of service. Fuck off with your statements of roaches are cool and shit. But to be fair, some roaches are cool like Matara Khan. To be fair. But no, roaches are not cool in general, okay? How to be healthy in our 30s? Yes, that was one of the things that we talk about. Emotional intelligence and making friends are schemes to life and bettering yourself. Also roaches and me getting flamed for my vision based. Okay, that one was actually a pretty decent TLDR. Amateur philosophy, lots of connections, get good at being better. Yeah, get good and skill issue. Yeah, don't forget to get a framed picture of me for your office desk or your PC table or your kitchen with the quotes of either get good, skill issue, or you live life to die. Yeah, those three. Or maybe some other quotes that we have at the Deep Blue. I don't know. What other fucking quotes do I have? I don't even know. I feel like sometimes I say cool things that could be quotable, but like for the life of me, I do not have the memory to remember them at all. All life is valuable, including cockroaches? Fuck off. Fuck off, mate. Enough with the cockroaches. Dude, I swear, Manager Son, if he's gonna review my VOD today, he's gonna see all the chat of cockroaches. He's gonna be so fucking confused. He's gonna be like, what the fuck did you talk about, dude? Why are there like maybe, I don't know, maybe 300 counts of like people mentioning cockroaches in chat? And then I'll probably give a reason such as, oh yeah, no, we were just totally glorifying the glorious Matara Khan because Matara Khan is just that amazing, right guys? I mean, I can stand by that. That's the one cockroach I will stand by. And then us upset kid gonna cry? Sure. You can add such quotes. Chat's just bugged out, like literally. You've never seen, wow, you are so privileged, Lee. You've lived such a great life if you've only seen one cockroach in your life. Damn, bless you, child. My sweet summer child. They're pretty rare where you're from. Oh, my sweet summer child. Bless you and your living. You know what? Great on you. Great on you. I have nothing against that. That's a good life to live. EQ for roaches. What the fuck? Philosophy for roaches. Framed pictures. Okay, I'm gonna ignore whatever the fuck I like cheese said. I'm gonna ignore that. Ariyashi Kishirayuki, thank you for being 14 months of titling over on YouTube side. Thank you. Shotei Oneesan is so hot and blessed. Ah, thank you. Thank you for the compliments. Thank you. We do have a lot of mice. Mice are kind of cute, not gonna lie. Not for the diseases and the possibilities that they can bring, but like they're kind of objectively cute, don't you guys reckon? Cats play with them where I live. Yes, cats play with them where I live too. Anyway, guys, it is time to call it. Shall we call it? All right. I'm gonna bring you guys over to the shrine then. Hold on. Hold up. Chatto mate. Alright. I need to sleep so that my coughs get better. I can't overtime. I've been overtiming so much, so I'm trying to avoid that. Hold on, let me close this application real quick. Alright, guys. Thank you, everyone, for dropping by the Deep Blue. I hope you enjoyed your time here at the Deep Blue. For you guys who are new here, let me reintroduce myself. I am Noira, the sea fox oneesan who serves live talks on the rocks, not cockroaches. Despite the many mentions of cockroaches in chat, I really do not talk about cockroaches. I talk about life, okay? And as some may call it, amateur philosophy, alright? Things that are great to talk about as good conversations over good drinks. That's what we talk about here at the Deep Blue. And yeah, I'm the sea fox oneesan who serves live talks on the rocks. If you guys like the stream, I'd appreciate it if you drop a follow if you're on Twitch, and subscribe if you're on YouTube. Oh, and also thank you for everyone who dropped an offering over at the shrine. Thank you for the bottle of wine, and thank you for the new titlings over at the Deep Blue as well. Red Drake, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. And also, Bull Rain, thank you for the follow. And welcome to the Deep Blue. I think we have a few more things. Wait, is that... Oh no, wait. Weren't there 2 offerings? Where's the other offering? Ah! Thank you for bringing in 5 new titlings, Visionary, into the Deep Blue. Look at the titlings falling into the jar. Visionary, thank you. Thank you for growing the Deep Blue and bringing in 5 new titlings. And Moonero, thank you for being 3 months of titling on YouTube side. Thank you. Thank you guys. Yeah, thank you for everyone for the offerings towards the shrine and helping grow the Deep Blue today, bringing more new titlings. As you may know, my goal really is to grow the Deep Blue, the community of titlings, so that we can have even more good conversations about life over drinks. Right? That is really the main goal. I stream 3 times a week. That's every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And that's at 7 or 9 a.m. if you're in the US, 3 or 4 p.m. if you're in the EU, or 10 p.m. GMT plus 8 if you're in Southeast Asia. 3 times a week, same time, same day. So if you're free around those times, you can find me. And Thursdays are always for Zatsus or free talk. So yeah, take your pick. The other days are usually for gaming or like cozy stuff and whatnots. If you guys haven't already, do join in the Discord. We have a Deep Blue Minecraft server as well. That's for members and subs. So be sure to check that out. The Discord is at discord.gg/Noira. And if you want to find out more about me, you also can over at my website at noira.me. What else did I want to say? Oh, I'm so close to chat right now. Yeah, if you... Oh, and also, merch shop. There's free shit voice packs. If you guys like free voice packs, I do have free voice packs over in my on my merch site. !shop, or you can go from my site at noira.me. You can go to the merchandise side. If you maybe want to wake up to my fucking voice, you can. Although I don't know why you'd want to do that, but you can. It's free. There's also some more merch stuff that you guys can check out. Alright guys, I'm gonna call it. Thank you everyone. I hope you enjoyed your time at the Deep Blue. I'll try to do a membership stream if I can, but if not, I may be gone for the rest of next week for a tad bit, but I will still of course upload videos on YouTube. So if you miss me, find me on YouTube, okay? And on Discord. Alright. Thank you everyone. Great talks. Good talks, except for the cockroaches. And I'll catch you on the flip side. Sayonara. Bye. I forgot to fucking raid, dude. Hold on. Wait. I forgot. Let me find someone to raid. Who shall we raid today? Let us raid into... Let's raid into... Wait, I'm still picking. I'm gonna raid into ducks. Let's raid into ducks. Raid dash ducks. Let's raid ducks. The ducks can eat the roaches. Right, bye guys. Have a good one. Bye. See you next time.